not going to happen. Not going to happen.
There we go. didn't think that there was really going to be that much of a gap up. Got to adjust for contract changes. It kind of changes everything a little bit. Although it still wants to go up more. Miracle market. It's the miracle market. Well, I guess that's enough. Back to reality.
You can't kill Michael Moass! It's impossible!
This is what happens when you work to change things.
You're being a little bitch! What do you fucking want from me? Get off my...
Well, it's Sunday,
if you don't
June 16th.
It's better sometimes not to speak and complete
Happy Father's Day. Happy Sunday.
Okay, so...
And you know, we have another
bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
record high. Oh, just keep bringing them, baby.
Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying?
Who doesn't love the record highs?
What are you saying?
Finance chat, link in the description. Join us there.
I don't really think that
if you dare.
And then all of a sudden,
okay.
The world.
Now, where's my Windows? Where's my Windows? My Windows is broken. Okay, no, it's not. This one caught my eye.
Today I'm going to be going over AMC and GameStop stock and why I believe these next couple of weeks are going to be extremely bullish. But before I do get into why I believe that, make sure to go down and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because...
Okay, a couple things here. He's been saying this for months. The next couple weeks is going to be it. There's a phrase, shit or get off the pot. There's also one, put up or shut up. I mean, there's millions of variations of this phrase. It's do or die time. Time, you know, time to face the music. Whatever variation you want to say. I'll say it like this. If you keep saying it and it doesn't happen, then you're a fucking moron. You're a fucking idiot. And you're a clown. So keep saying it. You better hope it happens. Otherwise, you are a fucking loser. Now, I would submit that, you know, yada, 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 fill in the blanks there. Also, so first thought. Second thought, is that Keith Gill's microphone? Is that the Keith Gill microphone? Oh, it looks like it. It sure looks like it, doesn't it? Ah, man. Clout chasers. Wannabes. Gotta love them. So, you can buy the microphone, but you cannot recreate the profits.
As I do update you guys on AMC and GameStop stock every single day. So on Friday, AMC closed the day at $4.99 and closed green after hours at $5 flat. And a lot of people are
$4.99. Well, that's a hell of a deal. $4.99. Should have made it $4.88. It's Walmart rollback price.
So now, guys, chill. Our all-time low on AMC was $2.38. It was trading there for a whole day. For a whole day, you could have been buying AMC at $2.38, $2.40. We're still up over 100% from that mark. GameStop is up 180% from its low of $10. So these two stocks are trading higher. With GameStop having over $4 billion in cash, who knows what they're going to do with that money? They rescheduled.
So then that means you should be making money, right? They're trading higher. Well, see, what had happened was, they told me it was a sure thing.
Shareholder meeting for tomorrow on Monday, and they could say anything. They could say they're gonna put it in crypto. They could say they're gonna be buying AMC. They could say anything, and whatever they say is gonna determine where the stock goes. It is the biggest catalyst probably in GameStop history. This shareholder meeting. Roaring Kitty is now like the fourth biggest holder of GameStop. He has as much shares as Ryan Cohen had when Ryan Cohen bought into GameStop in 2020. This is just history repeating itself once again. AMC is still trading at its all-time low. We compare it to GameStop. GameStop is up over 2,000, 3,000% from where it started. AMC is down 90%.
Well, is it 2,000 or 3,000? That's kind of a big difference. Hey, Lynn, how's it going? Jesus Christ. So, not to pick this apart too much, but I have to pick this apart too much.
A lot of people are saying it's crashing, sell now. Guys, chill. Our all-time low on AMC was $2.38. It was trading there for a whole day. For a whole day, you could have been buying AMC at $2.38. $2.
I see that over here. 52-week low, 238. But what I'm seeing here is 240 something.
We're still up over 100.
247. I don't know. Not like it matters, but 238. What in the world is this chart? Well, look at this messy ass chart. So let me just put it in perspective, though. See, here's the thing, Mike. Where the stock is right now, $4.99. Right, $4.99. That's this red line. Look at it. I'm extending it way to the left, like this is going back in time. This is 2020, 2021. It's below where it was then. So no, Mike, it's not up. It is not up. It is down. It is way down. Way down. Yeah, it's up from this pathetic bullshit from the beginning part of this year, which happened right here. So yes, okay, sure. It's up from here. But it is down from here, from pretty much everywhere else, from every other point, every other single point on this chart going back to 2014. Literally, every one of these candles is above where the price is now, with the exception of the bullshit from earlier this year. Every single one. There is not a lower price available on this chart. So no, Mike, you're fucking wrong. It's not up. It is not up. Nobody would look at this and say that it is up. Fuck you for saying it's up. I mean, maybe he didn't finish kindergarten And so he doesn't know the difference between up and down, for example. I don't fucking know. But god damn it, the stock is not up.
Candy. Who knows what else they're going to make? They're going to keep making 1920.
Well, they're going to make candy. Yes, they're going to make candy to entice the fucking toddlers to join this cult. Because that's all that I you know. What else?
It is the biggest catalyst probably in GameStop history.
All right. Then we get to the GameStop shareholder meeting.
$4 billion in cash. Who knows what they're going to do with that money? They rescheduled the shareholder meeting.
Yeah, who knows what they're going to do with it? Oh, I'm sure it's going to be something great.
Tomorrow.
You're going to get a piece of, he's going to distribute it to the apes.
Monday, and they could say anything. They could say they're going to put it in crypto. They could say they're going to be.
They could also say, we're having technical difficulties again. Sorry. We'll reschedule it for next quarter.
AMC. They could say anything, and whatever they say is going to determine where the stock goes. It is the biggest catalyst probably in GameStop history.
Yeah, because everybody's on pins and needles to see if they actually fucking can figure out how to do it. Or maybe that's more of a reflection of computer share. The people that the GameStop apes trust to sell their shares at extremely inflated short squeeze values. That's who I want. You know, taking care of my investment is the company that, you know, has trouble with the conference calls, whatever, you know. Good thing it'll never happen, right? Good thing it will never fucking happen.
This shareholder meeting. Roaring Kitty is now like the 4th biggest holder of GameStop. He has as much shares as Ryan Cohen had when Ryan Cohen bought into GameStop in 2020. This is just history repeating itself.
You don't know that that's still true, but okay.
At its all-time low. You know, we compare it to GameStop. GameStop is up over 2,000, 3,000% from where it started. AMC is down 90%, 95%. It could go either way. None of this is financial advice, and I'm not telling anyone to buy or sell or hold. But AMC is trading 50% below what its all-time low was in 2021. Its all-time low in 2021, you know, in history was $1, which is now $10 after the split. So it was $10, its all-time low. Now we're trading minus 50% of its all-time low. So AMC has just crashed like crazy. AMC is still breaking records. To this day, AMC is still breaking records that it's never broken in 103 years of life. AMC has been a company since the 1920s. To this day, in 2024, fast forward over 100 years later, we're breaking records. Deadpool and Wolverine sold the most tickets ever in history on day 1 of release for a rated R film. Inside Out 2 is looking at crossing over $300 million in revenue, and they were predicting that it was only going to have around a $50 million opening. They freaking blew that out of the water. Inside Out 2, going crazy. And I've been seeing a lot of, videos on AMC that nowadays people can't predict. You know, the makers of films can't predict what's going to do good in the movie industry. I just think they got to start, putting more movies out there. I mean, look at what Taylor Swift did. She broke records.
Look at what Taylor Swift did.
Big artists like Drake, Kendrick Lamar coming out freaking dropping a whole movie. It's possible, and I do believe it is going to happen this year. More artists are going to come out. We just saw Billy.
The fact that those clowns would actually have to do some work, maybe. And who? It's not even. Yeah, we're still breaking records. These guys are like broken records. Same shit. Over and over. Next week, free beer tomorrow. Okay. And I think before it was GameStop he said was up. I heard AMC, whatever. Doesn't make any difference.
With a listening event in AMC. These are things that have never happened ever. They're new.
That's why you should never trust anybody. Second guess even Scotty Allen.
AMC is innovating. Now they got their own popcorn. They got their own brand. They got their own.
They do not have their own popcorn. That is not true. They have their name on popcorn. Big difference. But of course, can you blame, on one hand, can you blame this kid for being fooled by the bullshit branding, propaganda, tactics that we have in our society now? Nothing hardly is what it says it is. Oh, I bought Black & Decker saw. No, you didn't. I bought a GE light bulb. No, you didn't. I bought a Polaroid. This is my favorite. A Polaroid Bluetooth speaker. No, you didn't. But I understand why you think you did. Anyway, corporate America, gotta love fucking grift left and right. Let's sell our name so that we can fool people into thinking they're buying something that their grandparents bought that was quality, but this is actually a bunch of cheap Chinese junk. Fucking grand slam, Wall Street. You gotta love them. Gotta fucking love them. The basis of our fucking society. Lies and fucking deception.
They're gonna keep making stuff. They sold over like $50 million of merchandise last year. $50 million of merchandise. AMC merch, shirts, everything. I mean, it's crazy. I think AMC is going to stick around for the long run. If AMC goes bankrupt, that means the economy is going to go to hell. You know, AMC movie theaters is a huge part of the economy. It's a $1 billion industry.
What are you talking?
Also, I mean, with $4 billion.
Oh my God.
They have more money than Starbucks. They have more money than a bunch of companies. With $4 billion, they could change a lot of things.
Is that true? Yeah, they could change a lot of things. Like Adam Aron's pockets, it could be deeper. His bank account could have more zeros, more digits. Well, what are you talking about? It's good for society if corporations are over fucking valued. I mean, by that logic, we should have ended poverty since Nvidia went up by 3,000 fucking percent. We could have ended global poverty and hunger for children. But no, instead, Nvidia stock is, through the fucking roof. Now, what did he say about Starbucks? He said, you have more money than Starbucks? I think that's what he said. Not really. I mean, I don't know what he means by more money than, but he's talking cash in the bank. I don't know, and I don't even know if he was talking about AMC or GameStop here, because the lines are so blurred in terms of like trying to keep it straight. But it really, to me, it doesn't really make it much of a difference. I mean, they say themselves that there's no difference between the meme stock tickers, but AMC has a market cap of just under $1.5 billion. Starbucks has a market cap of just over $90 billion. So I don't know exactly what that was supposed to mean. What was it supposed to mean?
GameStop also, I mean, with $4 billion.
Okay, so it was GameStop.
Starbucks. Right. They have more money.
But they don't have more money than Starbucks either. See, it doesn't matter. That's why I say it doesn't matter. But again, you could second guess Scotty. What are the chances? I'm sorry. What are the chances of Kitty investing in another company? It would be totally unexpected and funny. Bed Bath & Beyond, baby, it's coming back. Deal with it.
A bunch of companies with $4 billion, they could change a lot of things. You know, they could set GameStop up for eternity. GameStop will be around probably till the day.
No.
AMC too. These are two companies I think that are going to stick around for our lifetime at least. This guy said the CEO of GameStop, Ryan Cohen, now has the potential to deploy $4.5 billion in cash into rebuilding GME.
Okay, though, but has the potential. I mean, I don't think what has stopped them from doing a turnaround has been like lack of capital. I mean, that's just my opinion. They've had money. And the best thing that they've done with it is this guy's bought fucking U.S. Treasuries. That does nothing for the shareholder value. It does nothing to add value. It might temporarily pump the price, maybe. But that's not what they're looking for. That's not what they're looking for. I mean, you know, certain people could have paid off their house, for example.
Consider what would happen to the stock price if GameStop bought billions in Bitcoin. This would be the most insane reversal and parabolic rise for a company in history. I don't know if that would be the best choice. I mean, who knows? Bitcoin could be trading at $1 million one day. Who freaking knows? Anything is possible, but we will know tomorrow. If the meeting doesn't get rescheduled, they rescheduled the meeting for tomorrow on purpose. Make sure to go watch my last video. I did go over everything on why they rescheduled it for Monday. So
so there's a conspiracy about why they rescheduled it, not because ComputerShare is a clown company. Well, let's see then. Is it this?
So there was a glitch on the GameStop website. It was an Easter egg of the cat piano meme. It was on the GameStop website. They had it there for like a day or two, and then they took it
How much
off.
weed did he smoke before doing this video? I mean, he won't even show us his fucking eyes.
I just think it's a sign that GameStop and AMC stock are about to go parabolic. But before I do get into why I believe that, make sure to go down and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because I do update you guys on AMC and GameStop stock every single day.
I won't stop it. I'll let him talk.
$28.70, down 1.5% on the day. It looks like a cat, you know. We got the 2 ears here. It looks like a cat. AMC on the other hand also looks like GameStop. Kind of looks like another cat too, if you notice. I mean, they're both cats. AMC closed at $4.99, but it closed green after hours at $5 flat. So I don't know if it's about to run to $20, $30, $40. Who freaking knows? None of this is financial advice, and I'm not telling anyone to buy, sell, or hold. But I do have everything in AMC stock. I do have a couple of GameStop calls, but I have most of my money in AMC stock. I do believe both of them are gonna run though at the same time, because they're moving exactly the freaking same. Compare the charts, it's freaking crazy. But that's not the craziest part. So check this out. This is what my brother recorded on his phone. He just searched up GameStop. He went to their website, and then he scrolled all the way down. I mean, this was everywhere. A bunch of people were talking about this. It's freaking crazy. I don't know if you guys knew this. Scroll all the way down. Way at the bottom, you're gonna click on this $19.99, and when you do tap on it, this is what happens. So that was the Easter egg on the GameStop website. They took it down already. Now if you click on it, it's not there, but it was there for like a day or two. Now it's gone. Freaking crazy, right? That's one sign. So GameStop had a shareholder meeting that got canceled and rescheduled for Monday. They had a shareholder meeting that got canceled and rescheduled for June.
I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to stop it. I'll hold my comments until the end.
I mean, it's right here. Take Your Cat to Work Day is celebrated on Monday, June 17th, 2024, as the start of the Take Your Pet to Work week. It's Bring Your Cat to Work Day on Monday. The shareholder meeting was rescheduled for Monday. You really think that the system crashed? I mean, there's no freaking way that their system's gonna crash. There's no way. I think they just did that on purpose to reschedule it for Bring Your Cat to Work Day. You know, it's looking like a kitty. Roaring Kitty is back. The cat system just came out. I mean, what the frick is going on?
Good fucking God.
So bullish. I have my life savings all into it, and YOLO. That's all you gotta say.
All $200.
Going crazy. Just the fundamentals. This guy said, holy crud. This thing is climbing by the second. So it looks like it made 50 million on Friday and had a $63 million opening day total. Should lead to a potential 155 million to 165 million 3-day record opening. So in this rate, Inside Out has the potential to make more money than Dune 2, and Dune 2 made almost $1 billion. Just like that, boom. The amount of movies that are gonna be coming out, it's gonna be a lot of money coming in. I think GameStop and AMC are both going to run like crazy. That is just my opinion though. I mean, geez, it's freaking crazy. I'm jacked to the tits, that's all I gotta say. It's just crazy if you just look at it. I don't know, I think it's gonna squeeze. That's just it. This guy said, GME, my conspiracy theory. Today, Roaring Kitty revealed his updated position, showing he sold most of his calls and exercised 1/3, increasing his common share position to 9 million shares. This is the exact same number of shares that Ryan Cohen initially disclosed when he became involved with GameStop. The night following this meme, GameStop added an Easter egg to their website. Internet detectives were quick to find it. If you click the copyright symbol at the bottom of the page, it gave a reference to Kitty. Today, GameStop's annual meeting was cut short by technical issues. Some were curious as to the possibility of an attack. I'm here to tell you there wasn't no attack though. There was no faulty servers. It was all intentional. The meeting has been scheduled on Monday, June 17th. What is significant about that date? That's right, National Take Your Cat to Work Day. Why would Roaring Kitty want more common shares? Why did he buy 9 million shares? Because he's about to join the goddamn board of directors. The Moass isn't over, it just started. GameStop will go parabolic, AMC will follow, and it's just a ride to the moon, in my opinion. I mean, not financial advice, you guys do whatever you want with your money, but you know, no risk, no Ferrari. No risk, no Ferrari. Breaking news, Roaring Kitty is now the 4th largest holder of GME, GameStop behind RC Ventures, Vanguard, and BlackRock. He is literally a hedge fund. Holy crap. He's the 4th largest holder of GME. That is freaking insane. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. On it, this is what happens.
This is
Nine. And when you do tap on it, this is what happens.
I want to see what that is right there.
Happens.
Really? It has permission to go into a full screen video? I don't know. I don't know. Bingo, Model 3 dude. Who cares what Roaring Kitty does? He has made all you bag holders while he sells. That's, you know, and isn't that what all grifters do on some level? Isn't that what all flim-flam? Isn't that what all scoundrels do? I mean, think about the Republican Party. You gaslight people into actually actively taking actions that harm yourself. You get fooled into supporting somebody who's actively harming you, taking positions and advocating for laws and whatever else in the federal agencies, rules, whatever, making appointments to that end that further interests other than your own, like other oligarchs or other rich assholes or, you know, Ronald Reagan. Right? I'm pretty sure my grandparents voted for Ronald Reagan because they knew him as an actor. And he was charming. Now, little did they know that under his reign, all of the Fisher body plants would close, and my uncles, their sons would lose their jobs, along with pretty much everybody else in the area. Told it would trickle down, yada, yada, yada. So that's what I see with this, comment from Model 3 dude here. Like, and it's a great point, and it further, underlines what I've said for a long time, is that you can't listen to anybody else. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. And it doesn't affect you. It just doesn't affect you. Now, on the whole, on the aggregate, overall, if there's more seller-initiated trading, let's say, let's call it that, trades initiated by the selling party, then you're going to see, a decline in price. But so then you could say, yeah, it might affect you, but what one person is doing, especially if they're basically raking in the capital that you put up to buy, as they're excellent anyway. I just don't see. It's like, it's like people, well, and I'm curious your thoughts on this too, Model 3. It's like people being excited and happy for Elon because he got his $56 billion package. Now, maybe they believe that he's, whoa, now he's going to, put his nose to the grindstone and actually do what he said he was going to do and develop these amazing things. Maybe people believe that. I don't know. But what does that actually have to do with us, me, you? What does it have to do with any regular person? I don't see that how it does. In fact, I see it as detrimental to society at large. These types, and especially not even about the money, but the idolization and the pedestalization of these figures. Yeah, the people that I know that are successful, they don't go around putting somebody else on the pedestal. They're not worried about what other fucking people are doing. They're doing what they do at the highest level. And they're rewarded for that. Anyway. Tomorrow will be a big nothing sandwich. And the stock will drop below 20. And the rants of the world will be saying buy the dip. Same as it ever was. For sure. Tesla is a cult stock. I think the market is a cult market. Honestly. I was playing around with different thumbnails for today, and then I ran out of time, so I had to just come up with something. But I'll show you what I was working on in just a little bit. But very much this idea of this is a fucking sideshow. This is a sideshow, in my opinion. This is probably a psychological primer for something else, but I don't know. Just speculating. Did someone say cult and Tesla? I didn't say it. Not Charlotte's words, not mine. But yeah, that guy is boy. Yeah, we're gonna keep our eye on him. We're going to keep our eye on him. Okay, here we go. Now, let's get the real scoop.
This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment and educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion.
What the hell?
Make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out, so you don't think see me analyzing that data. But like I tell you every day, the day they release us is false, and then it gives a false of the market, so we can make bad traded decisions. Listen, I've been looking.
Where the fuck is he right now? I'm hearing roosters in the background. And it's a little bit hard to listen when the cock is crowing 3 times behind you. Does that mean that you're going to be betrayed? Or maybe he's the betrayer. I don't know. I'm not going to take that analogy or that line of thought any farther. Anyway, triggered. Model 3 dude's triggered. I've got my finger on the trigger. You know, same difference, right? Anyway, just kidding.
OBV for AMC.
OBV, oh yeah.
Market, so we can make bad traded decisions. Listen, I've been looking at the OBV for AMC. I've been looking at the OBV for GME. And then I'm looking at how they're able to push the price down.
Bless you.
And then I'm saying to myself, and this is just my analysis, I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell GME. But I want you to understand something. If retail investors have been holding for 3 years and AMC and GME running, are retail investors really selling when they own, in my opinion, probably 4 or 5 times the float? So even though AMC...
So why did he say understand? He used the word understand. I want you to understand something. But then he went on to basically shit all over himself. I'm pretty sure that like babies understand how to shit all over themselves. Toddlers understand how to shit all over themselves. We don't need that. We don't need a demonstration of how to literally take a dump in your pants, which is what you just did. Talking about OBV, talking about owning the float 4 times over. If retail investors have been holding, well, guess what, Donnie? They haven't been fucking holding. They haven't been fucking holding. Not all of them, because newsflash, and this is what toddlers don't know about the world. Not everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's doing something different for different reasons. Like, we're not all apes. Even within the ape delusion, some people are diamond bald, and they'll be holding until, you know, it's just the only thing left are AMC and GameStop shares and cockroaches. That's all that's left, and they'll still be holding them. And then there's other ones that are weak. They're not really paper-handed, but they're not diamond bald. Maybe, you know, whatever. And there's some who are actually wise, and they've been out of it for months, if not years, or they're trading it in and out, swing trading, whatever. So when you say retail's been holding, that really doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. It's also not true. Hey, Ron. Yeah, it is a big-ass float to own, but you know what? This is a big country full of big people. They eat lots of popcorn. Now, that's interesting you say that, Ron, because I'm sure it's true. I'm sure it is. In fact, I'm sure, I mean, I just wonder, does the White House do its own laundry as far as diapers go? What's the policy? What's the official diaper of the President of the United States? And I'm not just talking about Joe Biden. I mean, I heard reporting from like reputable, quote unquote, reputable mainstream media that Trump was wearing diapers during his recent trial. I don't know if that's true. I think it is. I don't think that's the first time that's been reported. But, yeah, all those old fuckers shit themselves. And it's always been... Oh, and even the times when it wasn't like an old fucker, that was the president, like JFK, for example, he had all kinds of other fucking health problems. Like, he was basically, you know... patched together. So he probably did too, with his, you know, spinal injury or back injury, whatever the fuck. So they're either all old fuckers or decrepit, basically fucked up. So yeah, it would probably be more economical for them to have their own in-house, or of course now they probably outsource it to China. But you know, it used to be that established institutions, establishments, country clubs, even, you know, they had their own in-house laundry, hotels, and then, you know, eventually stuff starts getting outsourced. Because who wants to, you know, deal with having industrial laundry equipment on premises? You know, 480 volt, 3-phase systems, whatever. So it's probably more economical now for them to outsource it to China. But anyway, they should use, probably for the environmental reasons at least, because you can get low water wash, high efficiency, even some detergentless systems that use electrolysis or something like that to create a detergent out of the water. Anyway, the amount of diapers that they probably have to either throw away or wash, they've got to be doing something. That's all I'm saying. The bottom line is Kitty let his plan out of the bag too soon, and the market started to work against that plan. Not only the market, but also RC himself. Now, I heard somebody trying to say that the timing was, you know, well, it wasn't blah, 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 because this happened first. And it's like, okay, give me a fucking break, though. Well, Charlotte says you would think after 3 years of holding meme stocks, people would learn. You would think, but you would think. They don't think, apparently. And that's another theme that we keep coming back to. Not the thinking part, but what are you guided by? And it shouldn't be emotion. And that's what I see a lot in this, right? Like Mikey's Money. He's probably the best example of it right now, with this recent excitement, which I still don't understand why. I don't understand why we have this excitement. I truly don't. I think it's a grift. I mean, obviously it is for the meme stocks, but I think that I think it's bigger than the meme stocks. I think it's market wide. I think AI is part of it. I think it's all a scam, essentially. The hype part is being overhyped and used as a scam. Let me clarify that. I don't think it is a scam, but I think there are scammers using it. Does that make sense? Speaking of that, why don't we just come over here? Oh. What happened to my futures page? Well, interesting. Hang on one second here. I can't seem to get rid of this guy's face. That's funny. Jesus Christ. All right. They're really messing with me today. Okay. Well, for some reason, that will not come back up. Oh, that's terrible. Not that. There it is. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, there we go. Again. I mean, Wall Street are a bunch of cunts, essentially. These are pathetic entities and people that, you know, they have to do they have to run scams, they have to lie about shit. I mean, Jim Cramer, need I even say more? Like, it's not an honest business. The apes want it to be. They want it to be an honest business. It's not an honest business. It will never be an honest business. Capitalism will never be an honest framework for business. It won't. It can't. It cannot, literally cannot be. And the notion that you could have, you know, millions of people all collectively beat the system. You know, it's a fun mental exercise. It's a fun daydream. But is it reality? I don't think so. Kitty should have sold at $1 billion. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't. I go back. I just, you know, I don't even know. That whole thing is so bizarre. I did not expect that. I don't think anybody expected it, but it seems completely out of, it doesn't fit the pattern, which, you know, makes you wonder. But I don't have any reason to think anything else. I have no evidence pointing me towards anything else, so we can't really say. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, he should have. Why in the world? I mean, okay, let's be real though. What's the difference between $100 million and $1 billion? I mean, I know the numerical difference, but is there any discernible difference in one's quality of life and what they can do and yada 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 in practical terms between $100 million and $1 billion for most people? I don't think so. Now, of course, there's going to be people who disagree and they have grand plans and they need to have $1 billion and whatever. That's fine. But I said for most people, yeah, you can get a bigger boat. Yeah. So maybe, you know, maybe it's like, well, and we don't know what else he has. We know what he's shown us. But is that all he has? How could that possibly be? In 2020, and at this point now, or maybe he had other holdings, you know, in another account, or maybe he had other holdings in the account that he showed, and now he doesn't have those holdings, or maybe it was a doctored screenshot from the beginning. I mean, how do we really know? This is the thing about, I mean, we say the same thing about Trey. We say the same thing about Matt Coles. We say the same thing about all of these grifters. You know, they either don't show us their position or we can't be sure that it's real. So in that sense, I mean, he's just one of them. There's no reason to differentiate him except, of course, being, you know, massively in profit, supposedly. I'm not saying I don't believe that. Don't get me wrong. I believe it's real. But what I'm saying is, in terms of credibility, in terms of who he is and who he is and where we see him, he's on the same stage as Trey Collins. He's on the same stage as Thomas James at this point. And would we trust a statement from those guys? Would we trust them if they said, oh yeah, I've made yada, yada, yada? But I'm going to keep going back to what Model 3 dude said. Who cares what Kitty does? He has made all you bag holders while he sells. And I mean, maybe it's interesting from like a royal family type of standpoint. Like that's another analogy. I don't give a flying fuck about the royal family. I know, shocking, huh? Blasphemy. But I don't. I would say the same thing Model 3 dude said about the royal family, maybe minus the bag holder part. But, you know, who fucking cares what Prince Harry does? I don't give a fuck. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my family. I'm just being selfish, I guess. But for being selfish, the apes sure suck at that too. At some point, you know, holding out for the perfect score is going to render you with nothing. You see? And they don't care about me. Exactly. Imagine the disparity and the lopsided nature of like the adoration for the royal family, for example, or Keith Gill, or any of these clowns, or any, you know, famous traders, or fucking Warren Buffett, for all I care. Do you think he fucking cares, really, about some jackass, jag-off retail investor who has 1/10 of a share of Berkshire Hathaway? Do you think he fucking cares? I would hope that he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. Anyway, like, imagine how many people like would throw themselves at Prince Harry or whoever. Maybe not Prince Andrew, but, you know, and you always, you know, get the sense that these people are just like, there's these commoners, like Donald Trump shaking the hands of his supporters at his rallies, you know, these cult meetings, and reportedly he will rush to the nearest sink and wash his hands. I'm not making this up, because he knows how disgusting these people are. Even he knows. He's a grifter. Oh, God. There's some people who've realized they know they're grifters and they own it. And then there's others who, you know, think that they're actually doing something. Now, it's a good transition back to this fucking clown. He wants us to understand something. Okay, let's understand something that you can't show me with data, that you can't show me with any numbers, that you can't show me any actual experts saying. The closest thing that you have, and he hasn't said this explicitly, is Dave fucking Lauer. And I don't think he's on the shorted 4 times the float or whatever the fuck narrative. He dances around the edge because he understands. He's been to the belly of the beast. He understands. He probably has his own. He probably has his own lawyer. He knows where the edge that he can go up to. He can look over, but he cannot go past that line, or he will fall into the cliff. So he's very careful about what he says. This clown, well, he doesn't have anything anyway, so you couldn't sue him and actually collect anything, so it doesn't matter. He'll say whatever the fuck he wants. He has no shame. But he also thinks he's doing a service.
Investors been holding for 3 years now. And then I'm saying to myself, and this is just my analysis, I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell.
Oh, but you are, though.
But I want you
But
to
you are, though.
something. if retail investors been holding for 3 years and AMC
They haven't been.
GME running, are retail investors really selling when they own, in my opinion, probably 4 or 5 times the float? So even though AMC and GME investors own the float, multiple times the float, they're not selling. And not just that, they're not going to sell when it's running up because they've been waiting for the squeeze for 3 years. They're not going to do anything to stop the squeeze from happening. They're going to diamond hand it. If you diamond hand for 3 years, you're definitely going to diamond hand for 3 more weeks. So I have come to the conclusion that these guys are creating fake sells and putting them into the lit market in order to push down the price. I don't believe it is retail investors selling, and even though I believe they're parking the buy orders in the dog pools, and then they might try to...
Okay, so he has gone full conspiracy retard, total market conspiracy. He thinks that the market is completely fraudulent. He just said they're putting fake sell orders in to manipulate the price down. Okay, whatever. There's no evidence.
They're going to diamond hand it. If you diamond hand...
Oh, also, yeah, this right here, this statement right here.
Diamond hand for 3 years, you're definitely going to diamond hand for 3 more weeks.
3 more weeks? As of when? That is a perpetual 3 more weeks. That's a 3-week extension that you have an unlimited number of. Because how do you know it's 3 weeks? You don't fucking know it's 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, you said it was going to happen tomorrow. And then at some point you said, oh, you know, some other date. And now, if you hold for 3 years, what's 3 more weeks? It's free beer tomorrow. That's all it is. That is all it is. You can't hold. You've held for 3 years. You can't hold for 3 more weeks. You can't hold for 3 more months. You can't hold for 3 more quarters. You can't hold for 3 more years. You've already been in it for 3 years. You can't hold for 3 more years. You are a fucking paper-handed bitch if you can't hold for 3 more years. 3 more days, 3 more weeks, 3 more hours. It's always more. And you can bet your bottom dollar. In 3 weeks, will he address this? Oh, you know, I said 3 weeks ago you could hold 3 more weeks. No, because then he'll be saying, well, I believe that Tuesday at 2 p.m. is the squeeze. At what point do you get fucking canceled? I mean, seriously, at what point? At what point do you self-cancel? At what point do you realize, you know what? I'm a fucking clown, actually. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've come on here and I've said all this stuff and none of it came true. And, boy, I'm embarrassed. You know, I don't want to show my face in public anymore. And, man, I really need to repent. And, you know, I've caused a lot of people to potentially lose money. Well, that's about as unlikely as the actual Moass happening. But at what point do you quietly slip out the back door and say, you know, yeah, I tried that and it didn't work? Some of them already did it, like Trey and all of the other original people, mostly, for the most part. And I don't know why, but they did. They slithered out the back door. They slipped out the back quietly during the loud part, and you didn't hear or see him leave, except for when Trey, except for when he said this.
What from me? Get off my dick!
That was not quite so quiet. But yeah. Charlotte says getting kickbacks. And that very well could be too. I mean, that's a possibility. But and you know, what do I think? I don't know. It's a possibility. I don't have any evidence to suggest it directly. But there's a lot of circumstantial things that kind of could hint at that, maybe. I would love for there to be a smoking gun, but unlike somebody like CSI, I'm not going to manufacture a smoking gun if one doesn't exist.
So I have come to the conclusion.
But maybe I should, though. Maybe it would be fun. I don't know. What do you think?
That these guys are creating fake sells and putting them into the lit market in order to push down the price. I don't believe it is retail investors selling, and even though I believe they're parking the buy orders in the dog pools, and then they might try to settle those buy orders after the market closes, I believe that they are creating counterfeit sells and putting them out in the lit market in order to...
That is so fucking dumb.
Because based on the OBV, based on everything I'm seeing, based on watching this play for the last 3 years, I don't think that retail investors are selling.
No. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on.
On the OBV, based on everything I'm seeing, based on watching this play for the last 3 years, I don't think...
That there we go. I fixed it. He said, I don't think. That's good enough for me. I'll take it. He doesn't think. Okay. Fucking hell. AMC float only 295 million, yet over 3 billion AMC shares traded in 30 days. So what? I can't even listen to this. I can't even listen to this anymore. Because nobody said that. Nobody said that back in 2021, in January of 2021, when we had this massive spike of volume here. Nobody fucking said that. Now, you got to keep in mind, it was a different float then. So this day right here, this is January 27th, before all of the adjustments, this was 1.25 billion. 1.25 billion. Now, to put it in perspective, and let's hope that this is adjusted such that it will... Oh, fucking goddamn it. Yeah, sure. Okay. So this blue line down here now is the size of the float. Okay. So you can see the stair stepping up of the float. And so it was literally 19 million based on the share breakdown right now of having 295 million shares total. Well, there used to be 500 million. So it basically was cut in half. So anyway, this period here from January 21 to let's just call it July maybe of 2021, the float increased quite substantially during that period, like by 5x. Okay, I know it doesn't look like it here, but it did. And you also had the ape conversion in here too, and that messed with everything. But so at this point here, when there was this 1.25 billion of volume on January 27th, you know, that was several times the float. It was several times the float in one day. And I didn't hear anybody bitching about it then. No, because they were all excited. But now, see, now the price action isn't so exciting. No. And so now when you get these massive, you know, all this volume here, and I don't even know if he's right, but about the numbers, but I mean, this is weekly candles, 1.6 billion. Okay, I mean, there was 1.6 billion in a week here. Nobody's excited about it here because look at the price, it's down, all-time lows. Anyway, so what? That doesn't mean anything. It means that people were trading the stock in the same day, buying and selling in the same fucking day. You're not allowed to do that? Oh, okay. Okay, how about this? Martin Shkreli, everyone's favorite, Martin Shkreli does AMC stock valuation, Excel valuation. Let's do it. Let's do it. What the fuck? I know you guys. Let's have an open mind. Let's believe in rehabilitation of the penal system. I just wanted to say penal, really. Let's see what he says. Fuck it. Why not? We don't have to agree.
Yeah, let me open the model up real quick. So there's sort of two ways to look at doing a DCF or DCF-like analysis.
And this is illustrative and instructive as well, because this is what he's going to do. I presume. I have not watched this. Don't worry, I haven't seen this yet. It sounds like based on what he just said, sounds like he's going to do a fundamental analysis. He's going to look at this company from the fundamentals. That doesn't mean that the stock is going to do that right now, but ultimately, ultimately, you want to drive at the fundamental value so you can at least determine, okay, is it overvalued? Is it undervalued? What's the target? And just to kind of know, based on the numbers of what they're bringing in, what's going out, a baseline, maybe, a benchmark. So even for that purpose. But let's see what he comes up with. I think it'll be fun.
There's sort of two ways to look at doing a DCF or DCF-like analysis. So the way I like to start is doing what I call like an implicit DCF. So basically, I'd like to solve for the current market stock price, which is usually a reasonable assumption. Like I've said a couple times, I think that 90, maybe even 95% of stocks are fairly valued by the market. That's adjusting for beta factors. So just pure alpha factor. I think most of alpha is squeezed out by, what you have right now in front of us. Market participants keeping their ear to the ground, trying to ferret out information. The market weighing mechanism is amazing. There's a lot of case studies. I did one of my own just for fun one day. I stood up and did a 360, modeled off my unique physique, and I asked the crowd to submit a weight estimate. There are hundreds of people, and their range of weight estimated from 50 pounds off on the low side and more than 50 pounds off on the high side. And I had a scale right there, and they weighed within 1 pound. The average weight of guesses was within 1 pound of my actual weight. And if you need more evidence of the wisdom of crowds, not the madness, but the wisdom of crowds, I think the stock market is a really good example. It's easy to forget about the wisdom of crowds because people think, okay, well, Tesla went up 20x, so how smart can the crowd be? Well, the crowd is still really wise. It's just that the crowd, when you look at a price, the crowd only has a one-dimensional, think of it as an x-axis, I guess, a one-dimensional tool to sort of estimate a future price. And that one-dimensional tool is current price net of risk. So Tesla was quite cheap in hindsight. We all wish we bought Tesla before the split at a low price. If you don't, then, I don't know what's wrong with you. But I certainly wish that I bought Tesla before I realized that they would make billions of dollars of cash flow and have a ton of revenue growth that I didn't expect, and they would produce really efficiently when everybody thought they wouldn't. So now the problem is, of course, 2 years ago, nobody could tell you that with accuracy, right? No, there was a lot of risk. Tesla looked, in fact, really risky. Their CEO seemed to be a bit unhinged. Their production didn't seem to be going great. Their sales didn't seem to be growing great. So the risk-adjusted price, which is kind of a funny way to look at it, but that's sort of the mean consensus or the mean current market price, was fair because people sort of understood that all these things could go off the rails and the company could go bankrupt. As the company proved itself, it went up. So it's a little tautological, but I think that it's important to understand that the crowd gets the price right all the time, in essence, by definition. And that it's important to always respect the market price. Now, you may think that the market's pricing in the risk incorrectly, and that when you looked at the risk of Tesla 2 years ago, you said, oh, pish posh, there's nothing wrong with what's going on here. It's perfectly normal for a CEO to make a fake hostile bid for a company. It's perfectly normal for that same CEO to be smoking weed and doing all these crazy things, and that revenue will shortly be skyrocketing, and you would have been paid for that risk, right? But you're taking a risk unit for a reward unit. It's just that the market is pricing that risk unit differently from the way you price it. And I think AMC is much the same. So I do this implicit DCF to try to get a sense for what is the market pricing. And so when I plugged in my numbers up till 2030, I have AMC returning to probably on an inflation-adjusted basis. Let me sort of do that as we speak. So on an inflation, the peak revenue they had was $5.5 billion. And that was in 2018. I'm sorry, actually the peak revenue they had was $5.5 billion in 2019, but it was very, very close to the 2018 revenue. The peak EBITDA they had was $850, which is more than the 2019 EBITDA of $690. So anyway, if I inflation adjust, let's see here, let me give it 6 years at 4% inflation, which is a little higher than probably reality. Yeah, so I basically have them getting back to maybe a shade under, in fact, their peak revenue adjusted for inflation. So obviously the 5.5 billion revenue in 2019, whenever COVID kind of normalizes, maybe that'll be 2024, hopefully tomorrow, but whenever, you know, the movie business sort of normalizes, you basically getting back to the same revenue is obviously less utilization because prices will have risen. In fact, in this year, 6-7% inflation, so quite substantially in this year, but probably around 2% the years prior.
He's on the 6-7%.
Maybe even you could argue a little bit under their peak revenue, and get back to roughly the peak operating margin. So
it's funny how people from certain socioeconomic tiers
probably
are so out of touch.
Criticized as a little generous. I don't agree.
When was the last time he had to worry about
in a second
how much deodorant costs? You know,
you get roughly.
It's funny. It's amusing.
Price target. So, you know, I think that you know we again, I look at the stock market and say that again, I shouldn't be seeing bargains every second. If you look at 20 stocks and you think 11 of them are cheap, or 15 of them are cheap, or even 4 of them are cheap, you and I are not looking at the same stock market. Most stocks are not cheap. Most stocks are not so expensive that you short them either. I think for every 10 stocks I look at, and I think 100 to 500 hours is a good starting point. And that may sound like a lot, but again, you can divide that over a team, you can divide that over time. It's many years sometimes to study an industry. That's the homework you have to put in before you really understand something. For something like AMC, I might invest 300 hours into it, but then for the next 2 or 3 companies similar to it, I only have to invest 100 hours. But I don't think you can get away with, say, 5 hours of homework on a company and start trading it. I think that's sort of a great way to lose money. So anyway, this implicit DCF, I basically try to solve for something that's... I don't curve fit for the current stock price.
Okay. Whatever that means.
But I probably try to sort of nudge it a little bit closer, like a Ouija board. You know, Buffett always likes to say that he wants to ignore the current stock price completely. I think in practice that we can't necessarily do that, although when you do an M&A deal, you know, like a private equity deal for a family-owned business that hasn't traded in a million years, you don't have a current market price, so you have to sort of guess it. So based on the operating performance and the financial statements. So for me, I picked a 7% discount rate, no terminal growth rate, at around a 700 million terminal cash flow, which is less than their peak, or terminal net income, I should say. And use a pretty high tax rate as well. But it is a U.S. company. That's something that is important to keep in mind. When you have an MNC, you can kind of get away with a 10-15% tax rate. When you're a completely U.S.-based company, which AMC isn't 100% U.S.-based, but when you're a U.S.-based company that's doing U.S. deals and there's no argument where you can offshore IP and stuff like that, you basically are at the mercy of the U.S. corporate tax rate, which is quite high, 35% or 38% at the moment. So, you know, in the long run, I do think...
And it's still too fucking low.
Tax, which is...
and that's the difference between, you know, him and me, basically. But I think taxes are too low for a lot of people. Didn't used to always be like this, by the way, either. So, yeah. Anyway,
unfortunate. So anyway, I get, like I said, around $11, which is around the current stock price. I basically say that they'll go back to their old, you know, operating cash flow. So
All right. Well, then why do we need to? What is the rest of this then?
But it often is really hard, and a lot of times, I mean, I've seen this a lot in pharma. If you assume that every new business venture that the company is undertaking is going to be successful, you'll get pretty wild models where every stock is really, really undervalued. Now, we've talked about that too. The idea of an established company who was established in one area, going into different fields, different sectors with new product, new line of products. What are the odds that it's going to be as successful as the original company? You can't assume that it will be. Your bet as an investor, right? You have to bet on management. If management's right and their new efforts are not boondoggles, but they're boons, then great. You will do really, really well. If AMC can sell popcorn in homes and in supermarkets and things like that, great. That could be more EBITDA. I don't see it, and I'm certainly not going to value it as if it already is successful. Right? They're starting from a standing start. So if you've ever started a business, even started a new business line within a big business, which was certainly I've tried to do.
Okay, well now he's starting to get clownish by saying if you've ever started a business. Now, who among the apes has ever started a business? I'm just kidding. I'm sure many have, and consequently many have failed, which you could say about any group of people. So I'm not even really saying anything there. But we've talked about all that.
To sort of model, I like to use ROIC is basically just what is management
return on invested capital. Okay,
balance, and it becomes this really nice way to make this assumption. So I don't have any ROIC for the business because management is signaling to me that they don't know what to do with their capital. That in essence, that if there's any excess capital returned, that I'm not sure I trust them to spend it in a way that's going to generate any returns for shareholders. Management gets paid a lot, which I didn't like.
Now, is he talking about?
But board efforts are not boondoggles, but they're.
Yeah, he's still talking about AMC.
You make money on the food and you make money elsewhere, but
actually, the first two.
If you look at actual film admissions,
so there's
sort of ticket.
There's somebody talking in there.
Film revenue. It's about a 50% gross margin. So basically, for every dollar that you charge in tickets, 50 cents goes to Disney. I mean, that's pretty good business because you also have food on the side, right? So you make money on the food and you make money elsewhere. But
actually, the first 2 weeks of a release, usually it's like 90% to studios.
Well, I'm just looking at the 10Q, so maybe you have better information than that. But the admissions revenue, say in 2019, was $3.3 billion, and the film costs was $1.7 billion. So that leaves around $1.6 billion, which is roughly 50% gross margin, as I defined it. The food and beverage business is way, way better, which is hilarious because you'd have $1.7 billion of food and beverage revenue and only $300 million. So you'd have $1.4 billion.
Okay.
Gross.
Let's trade this one for this one. Okay, shall we? We'll do a swap. We'll do a Skrelly swap.
The assets themselves, they're netting that profit. So for next year, right now, 2024 that we're living in, you're looking at $100 million worth of profit for this year.
Have they given guidance?
Yeah, well, that's already there.
Did they give guidance?
It's written, yes.
When do they give guidance?
Read it. It's in the 10K. I don't think you've read the 10K.
Did they give guidance?
They didn't give guidance verbally. They gave it written. Go read the 10K.
So I run publicly traded companies.
I'm sure you have, and you did it at a terrible level because you got prosecuted for it. All right, you can't run a publicly traded company anymore. You can't be a CEO anymore.
Hold on. Yes, I can. But
ooh, already with the ad hominem. Wow. Good job, Marantz. Jesus.
Let's talk about that some other time because it's not relevant here.
How did you not know this before this started?
I didn't.
That's my point. You're talking about GameStop and the worth that it is, but yet you don't even understand the current today.
I mean, it's still losses, my man.
Yeah, it's not losses.
That's 27 to 37.
You're trying to judge a retail company based off of their quarterly, not the full totality of the year. Christmas doesn't happen in quarter four for most retail companies.
They don't have 2024 guidance, right?
For the complete year, no. I'm giving it to you.
You're giving me your estimate, right?
I'm giving you the guidance, yes.
You're not giving guidance. You're giving
I'm telling you where they're headed, what they're doing.
You're giving me your analyst estimate.
Sure, I'm the only one, right? Fair enough. And I do stand corrected on the tone. It's just I have a lot built up, just like you would assume I would, because I'm a GameStop investor trying to defend it to the world. So
investing is not a personal thing. I mean,
it is for me. It is for me.
Maybe you should chill out.
No, I can't, Martin. I'm a GameStop.
That's why you're a fucking clown, Morantz.
A lot of people have hundreds of investments in their portfolio, and they don't get that worked up about any of them.
No, I have two, and this is one that I
diversify, little dog.
Nah, I'm way up. I came up 30% last year. Why am I down? I'm not down, and I'm green on GameStop. So I feel good about my investment. I feel good about the thesis moving forward. But they do that. That's going to be the moment that Wall Street gets it wrong, right? So
maybe,
and we've said this for years. They're going to get it wrong. It's going to happen this way, and it's not like some dream.
Confidence is important. You have to have conviction, but you don't know what the future is. None of us do.
Yeah.
Okay. Right? That's part of reality. That's part of investing. We don't have the future. There's a risk. If there's no risk, it'd be great, right? But unfortunately, I don't know what GameStop's.
Yeah. See. Wow. I mean. Yeah, if there's no risk, then idiots like this get to be extremely wealthy. Fortunately, there is risk, and most of the time, idiots like this don't get to be wealthy. Fuck you, Morantz. You are a clown. I can't wait to hear your response, though.
Do our diligence, we can guess, but it's not really that easy to I don't know. I've been investing a long time, and every time I try to make predictions, I can do okay, but I'm not right every time.
Well, I know you're not right because I'm looking at it, and you said it's $6, and you say don't be stupid.
I think it's going to be $6. I think the company's worth $6. I don't see the retail business being profitable.
I've never seen a stock trade for 100% of book.
I've seen
no, but I'm saying realistically.
Hold on, real quick. I've seen many stocks trade well below book.
Yeah, we have. And then what do? They get back to fair market value where they go way past it.
Sometimes they just keep going down.
Yeah, sometimes they keep going down when you're stripping assets and you're destroying them from within. That's the private equity part that you play off.
There's plenty of industries that trade below book.
And not retail, right? You're saying retail's on a downtrend.
Well, typically what happens in retail is they end up getting debt and they end up, getting into this downward spiral.
Isn't that awesome? That we're not in that sector of decline?
GameStop's a company that, to me, I'm sort of shocked that they're going to have a sub-billion dollar revenue company. It feels like, sub-billion dollar quarter. It feels like they're going backwards. Eventually, maybe they will turn around and start growing. I hope so for your case.
Nah, the footprint's right.
Pointed out two companies in the same space, the Gap and
with $5 billion worth of debt.
Gap and Bed Bath Body Works.
With even more debt. And they're run by private equity.
They're both profitable.
They're both run by private equity.
First of all, they're publicly traded companies, so they're not run by private equity.
Okay, if you think that. Let's name them. Okay, if you want to go down this road, I know you want to defend private equity.
First of all,
go ahead.
They're literally public companies.
Yeah, you don't think public companies can be run by private equity? That is Thomas Kingsbury. He was put there by private equity. He was put there by Musselman and Kerr.
The owners get to name management.
Yeah, but that's private equity.
This guy is so fucking. He is so far off the deep end.
Private equity.
I can't even.
Big lots. The list goes on and on.
And I'll tell you what, Martin Shkreli is a fucking. He's got more patience on this than I like. Oh my God. Oh my God!
Private equity means literally the company's private, right?
No, it does not mean that. That means that you can. No. Listen,
I've been on Wall Street a long time. That's
it doesn't matter what you say because there's LBOs, right? Leverage buyouts. So when companies go public,
it doesn't matter what you say.
You act dumb.
God,
look at this.
What a fucktard!
Equity goes public, and when they go public, they plant their people. Yes, I understand that, but they leverage the company on debt. And they put with their people in place. This is AMC, right? Apollo and JP Morgan owned AMC in 2001, 2004, went public. What did? They put Adam Aron in place, one of their guys, an Apollo guy, and then they leverage the company on debt, and then they just make money off the assets themselves.
Bath Body Works is only owned by publicly traded companies and hedge funds.
I love you.
What?
You know I do work, right? I don't know if you know this, but you're gonna
listen. I'm trying to stick to the facts. I'm not trying to tell you.
I know you are. Bath
and Body Works, Vanguard, T. Rowe, BlackRock, Third Point, Lone Pine, State Street, JP Morgan, PrimeCap, Geode, Steadfast, Champlain, zero private equity.
Okay.
Listen, private equity plays a big role in American business.
I know, but you're trying to play it off like if they don't have any influence on the outcome of the decisions of the company.
Not in the case of Bath and Body Works. They're all hedge fund shareholders.
In this case, for Bath and Body Works, these people that are in place right now just leverage this company to the nth degree. Do you know how much money that they're leveraged?
The company is growing and profitable.
How are you growing during this inflationary period when interest rates are sky high?
I can't say the same for unfortunately for GameStop.
You would never want to grow at the same time as GameStop. You don't want to grow right now.
You like shrinking.
Think about this. I do like shrinkage right when I'm out of the shower.
Generally, the playbook for private equity is to improve the business, have it succeed.
How could you say that with a straight face?
What are you, crazy? Look at Sycamore Partners.
Am I crazy? What's the mortality rate? Okay.
And this is what I've said too.
Equity.
This is exactly what I've said about private equity. You know, they're Jesus Christ. He is so delusional. So fucking delusional.
Have it
How
succeed.
could you say that with a straight face?
What are you, crazy? Look at Sycamore Partners.
Am I crazy? What's the mortality rate? Okay, what's the mortality rate for a private equity? I would tell you like hospice center. Or anywhere like old folks home.
Now I think you're like.
No, I'm asking you. It's statistics.
I think you're like seething for no reason.
No, I'm not seething, Martin. Don't do that.
Let me finish.
Yeah, but don't trivialize what I'm telling you right now. Don't do that.
I am trivializing because I don't think it makes sense. But
now that you're talking about LPs and GPs, and let's talk that out for a minute, okay? So I'm a GP.
I don't know what this has to do with GameStop, but
well, it has everything to do with GameStop because
if you say so.
Well, because private equity was in GameStop and Ryan Cohen kicked them out, and now they're trying to destroy it from the outside in.
What difference does it make?
What do you mean?
We're talking about the stock now. The company's shrinking. The company's losing money. The company's worth $10 billion. The companies that are worth $10 billion need to be profitable. They have to make huge strides, almost I would argue impossible strides, to get to a place where it makes sense to buy the stock for the price it's at. Like I said, there's an array of companies you can buy for the same price that make money, that grow, that do all the things that are normal. And the reason that you're paying $10 billion for this is because it's an inflated price because of social dynamics. Without those social dynamics, stock would be at like 10. And that's, you can sort of divine and like create reasons to be bullish on it. Most of them are kind of hope based. Maybe they'll come true, maybe they won't, I don't know. But I'd much rather not have to pay that tax.
I'm using book value as an indicator or as a price anchor for what the actual value is. 1/5, 1/6. No company trades at 50%, and it's a profit. No, listen, you didn't let me finish. And it's a profitable company, and it has the social sentiment that GameStop does. Right, the recognition, the brand recognition alone is worth more than what you're giving it value for.
If they were profitable, that cash flow from operations would be a positive number.
So, what are you going to say next year when they are profitable?
I think if they're profitable next year,
are we having another? Are we going to have another Spaces 12?
You'll have a lot to crow about.
I know I do. But
you will. Okay. You will have a lot to crow about. You don't know if they'll be profitable this year. I don't know if they'll be profitable this year. The company hasn't said they'll be profitable this year. You hope they'll be profitable this year. They lost $250 million last year. So they have to make $250 million more than they did last year, and the quarter one doesn't help them.
They don't have.
They're already 30 in the hole from that. Quarter one, they dropped 29% in revenue. That's the biggest revenue drop in the company's history. Maybe, like you said, they lost 55 last year. They're going to lose this quarter.
Yeah.
They're going to lose 30 something this year. And that's a very small improvement. Maybe that'll translate to more improvements every quarter, 20 million each quarter. Maybe last quarter it'll be even a 50 million improvement. That adds up to not profitable. And then inevitably, Right. I mean, 250, you do the math. Negative 250 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 50. That's still negative 110.
Martin, it's so easy to judge a business based off of the macro environment that they're stuck in, right?
Let me ask you a different question. Let's try this. What do you think the 2024 revenue will be?
$100 million.
2024 revenue.
$100 million.
Revenue.
$100 million.
Okay, so revenue is sales, and the
are you talking about like overall, like top line revenue? I'm so sorry. When I see revenue, I think about profit. I apologize. So let's talk about revenue. I'm in the world of different sales.
How much? So you think that 100 million is the profit for GameStop?
I'm ballparking. I'm being fair.
No, that's perfectly fine. I mean, if they can do 100, 20 times earnings is 2 billion.
Sure.
Okay. And the 2 billion they have is 4 billion.
Yep.
They have 300 million shares outstanding, so that is a $12 stock, and I would not want to be long it.
A $12 stock when you're going just 100% on what you see, because there's no sentiment there, right? And there's no supply and demand.
Sentiment is not something you can sell to somebody.
Okay.
Right?
How about supply and demand? Could I sell that to you?
Of course, but as a long-term investor, I try not to worry about sentiment and that stuff when it could come and go very easily. As you know.
So who do you think's selling? I'm just curious. Because it's not Roaring Kitty, it's not myself, and it's not Ryan Cohen.
I don't think about that when I invest. I think about, is this company making cash flow? What's that cash flow worth? What am I willing to pay for that cash flow? And so if they can go from losing hundreds of millions of dollars a year to making hundreds of millions of dollars a year, literally, which is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. The stock has no upside. They would have to get to 3 or 4 or 500 million in earnings every year.
So we'll be there.
Which is possible, hopefully, right?
I know, but so wait, that's possible. So now we just went from $6 in 2 years. Now we're up to 27. So I love where you're headed.
No, like I said, I been doing financial analysis for 25 years. It's very easy to dream yourself up the rosiest scenario. I don't think it's going to happen. You think it's going to happen. That's what markets are made of. I hope that you're right for your sake. I don't have an axe to grind here. I think I'm right, of course. There's bragging rights in my case involved. You have an investment. I wish you the best with it. But
well, let me thank you for your time, okay, Martin. And I just want to say this as I exit. That you'd be a hell of a friend to have if Lucky Palmer's your friend, and he just signed a deal. Palmer Lucky, he's your friend, and he just signed a deal with GameStop, and they have a new product coming out. And here you are saying that GameStop's worth $6. What type of friend are you?
It has nothing to do with
enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
GameStop's just a distributor.
Yeah, that's all they are. All right.
That they distribute his product.
Ride the wave while you can, even for you and your interaction. Good luck with you, punk.
What a weirdo. Look, GameStop is
I'll leave him right where he's at, bro. Leave him right where he's at. Yeah, no time for that kid. Over here saying, Palmer Lucky's my buddy. GameStop this, GameStop, Ryan Cohen, he's a failure. And then here you are.
Yeah, no. Fuck that. I hope he does. Oh, he will. All right. Well, I guess let's look at this song. Is Lo-Fi Lion still here? Show yourself. Otherwise, forever hold your peace. Also, lurkers, say hi in the chat. What are you waiting for? He was in pre-post last split of 35, but he's in the green. Yeah. Lo-Fi Lion. Well, we'll hold that right there for when he comes back, because I'll play it, but I don't do drive-bys. So, you know, he can be here and experience it with us. But if he's just going around spamming it to different channels and stuff and not even sticking around, I'm less interested then. I am less interested then, because I don't do that. Roaring Kitty needs to enter the chat. Well, you mean like this chat or figuratively? Because I think he did figuratively, but they don't. Yeah, somehow it's good. Anyway, let's see. Shit. I guess I could use this tab. My favorite part of this whole fucking thing. Let me find it. Well, there's a couple of parts that I like. When he takes the sling off, I like that. Like, we get this thing off. How do you do it? How do you get this thing off? And the ice pack, I don't need that either. It's pretty funny. Pretty good, actually. But I'm trying to find my favorite part here. Here it is. Here it is. Coming up.
I had it open. I just wanted to check that out. But that's always fun. It's always fun to do. But you never know. It's always a test, educational. If it works, if it doesn't work, whatever. I always think that's funny. But all right, the 8-ball. 8-ball.
This is my favorite part.
Well, first of all, I need a sip though. Well, we need to figure out what we're going to ask. Honestly, I don't know. Can you do? Oh, let me see. Toss out some questions. Toss out some questions as to what we might ask. Oh, it's going down more. Oh no! See, technical analysis. See, it's going down more now. See, that's how ineffective it can be at times. Right? You even pull up a chart sometimes. You even pull it up. Ugh, forget about it. Forget about it. Will we end green? All right, that's one. Exercising, that's one. Will Celtics win? That's a great one. A lot of good ones here. Damn, I don't know what the appropriate one is. Is today the day to do it? Is today the day to ask this something? It does seem like that. Like there's a lot of moving parts right here. Huh. I don't know. Maybe today's not the day to do it. Should it be another day? I don't know. I don't know. It's down so much today. I don't know. I don't know about ending. Oh, now it's going fast again. I'll think about it. Because the question's got to be good. If all y'all remember, like the question is really, that's the important part. You got to get it. You got to get that question right. And I see a lot of good ideas here, but I'm not sure what might be best. We'll see. I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna table this. Literally gonna table it for perhaps another time. I don't know. I need to think. I should have been thinking about what we might ask, and but now I see so many different good options as to what the appropriate question could be. I'm not sure. Plus, I don't know if they've. I don't know. I don't think 8-ball constitutes advice, but let me double check. I want to double check on that just in case. Oh, shit.
Yeah, love it.
No, do it now? Okay. Hope it still works. Oh, let me just... What was it then? What is it? There it is. Okay, let me think. Keep going, keep them coming. Oh, I want to ask something. I know we often focus on price action, which is understandable. Like, is there a plan? Could you ask like a fundamental one? Is there a plan? It seems like that's a hot debate. It's a hot debate. It's a hot debate. Maybe they've been doing nothing. You know, I think that's so fun. I think it's unlikely. But that doesn't mean whatever plan or whatever they're going to do is going to work out. Of course, right? That don't mean that. But anyway, so maybe that would be a different thing where it's usually price action. Ooh. So many good ones. I don't know. There's a nice easy one. What should we have for dinner? Oh. We'll wait. I'm gonna wait. We'll wait. So we table it. So at least we got the discussion going. We got the discussion going as to what the question should be. We got the discussion going. Plant some seeds. Let's think about it. Oh no. I'm not saying any of the right things. I'm saying all the wrong things right now. Where's that eject button? It might be time. Am I okay?
I love it.
Oh, that would be.
He's looking at a chart that says right here.
I don't know.
1 year target estimate 638.
I'm probably not.
And it's at 28, and it was literally at what? Whatever it was. Put an 8 on the end of it, and it was at that. See ya. And he knows it's going to go down, and all of his audience, wants it to go up and thinks it will. It's just it's the irony is just it's too much.
I'm probably not. I mean, I'm clearly I'm clearly cool.
While the S&P, while the indices are going up, gold's going down.
Now, I think everyone
hilarious.
I think even the 8 ball would agree with that, right? But it's kind of fun. I think there's some other off people who feel like me. Gives me a sense of comfort. Yeah, y'all are off too. We're off together.
Yeah.
We're off together.
Not quite. Not quite, but I guess technically.
Crazy sticks together in a way. Isn't there a sense of comfort in that? There is. I think, honestly, I joke, but I think there is.
Except the difference is he still has millions of dollars. Oh, man, I love it. All right, okay. So we can use this tab for what I'm going to do next here.
What's up, you two?
Now it's been a minute since we've seen anything from this guy.
Back, big man speak. This for entertainment purpose only. Check this out. Let's talk about the game. You know the game I'm talking about. That game was rigged. I don't give a fuck nobody say they rigged that game. But you gotta realize that it's all about money. It's big money in that shit. Since that sport betting shit became, they cheating us.
Now, what game was there a big game of some kind recently? I'm sorry, I'm not a sports person, so I don't know. Or is he talking about the stock market? I don't know. Maybe he means both.
Our fucking money. You better shit. Since that sport betting shit became, they cheating us. Our fucking money. You better believe it. That game was rigged. Ain't no way that the Boston Celtics gonna lose like that.
Oh, okay.
If I'm telling the truth, holler at me. It's shit rigged. And you better do a screenshot on your shit. And I'm gonna tell y'all what happened to me a couple of days ago. I was betting on 365 book sport amp. That shit rigged too. I won the bet. I won the parlay. It was the parlay was LA Dodgers and the Celtics. I won the goddamn bet. I went to it. They say I lost. I wish I was screenshotted. I talked to the people on the phone. I said, I did 2 parlay. And you know, the first one was the day before. So if you do a parlay and you got a team with a parlay, ain't no way you gonna do a second one on the game.
I was just thinking that, Ron. We need Ron to translate.
Fuck off. You know, I'm not the only one they rip off. Just think, it's millions and billion dollars, and then the motherfucker sorry bastard, they changed my date. You know what I'm saying? So when you do a bet, you take a chance. You know, it's just like the motherfucking stock market and the motherfucker, casinos. It's all rigs. It's all for the house to win. We the little man. We work hard for our money. And we tired getting fucking ripped off. We are tired getting ripped off.
So you better treat her right.
Y'all know that motherfucking game was rigged. And watch, Monday night, Boston gonna win that shit. It was rigged. It was rigged. Everybody know it. Y'all don't get tired of this shit? Getting rip off play? Y'all don't get tired of losing money? Money is hard to come by. It's all a goddamn game, people. But this for entertainment purpose only. I'm telling you what I know, and I got rip off. I wish I would done a screenshot. If I got a screenshot, I would got them motherfuckers. Cover
no clue what that means.
You do any type of bet. Do it, motherfucker, screenshot, because they can't change the motherfucking date. It's all a rip off. Big man speak. I'm out.
My pizza's here.
Peace.
Okay. I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, specifically. I don't know what specifically he's talking about. Right. So, men are relaxing as the world collapses. Oh, okay. What is it, my responsibility to change the world? That's the ape's responsibility, not mine. It's not me. Oh, Stock Mo, what a clown. You know, I used to get these shorts that pop up, you know, in the regular YouTube like homepage, right? Like if I'm going to YouTube homepage here, you know, and you'll get this little strip of shorts that'll come in there. And I had to say, no, I don't want to see the suggestion anymore, because I kept seeing Lou's fucking face pop up with titles like I'm Still Alive and Lou Proof of Life. And I'm thinking, oh, wow. But then, no. It was months old. MMTLP Cold is working on that. What are they working on these days anyway? I saw something, a space call. Let me find a screenshot of it. I think it's in here somewhere. I don't know. I think, I don't know where it is. It was a space call that said Bed Bath & Beyond's coming back, deal with it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Deal with it, right? I can deal with a lot of things. I don't know if I can deal with that. I already have two clothes irons. I already have 2 clothes irons. More towels than I know what to do with. A blender and food processor. Please don't bring it back. All right.
What he's doing, he was signaling, he was giving out hints, he was speaking in code. For whose benefit? So that you can form a win, cause the stock to spike, and he can sell his call options in the millions.
Oh.
Rich off the backs of novice
Never.
retail investors. You
never.
This week, how many alpha males are out there that can stand alone and support their families without kissing another man's behind? How about you let Ryan Cohen stand up for himself when I talk the way I talk about him? How about you let Roaring Kitty stand up for himself when I talk the way I talk about him? Roaring Kitty knows what he's doing. He was signaling, he was giving out hints, he was speaking in code. For whose benefit? So that you can form a win, cause the stock to spike, and he can sell his call options in the millions of dollars and get rich off the backs of novice retail.
Oh, looks like we've repeated. Sorry, I missed the end of it there. Yeah. How about this? Here's what I want to do. This is what all of this makes me want to do right here. Hang on. Let me get this queued up here. Sorry, and I you know what? We don't even need the video to be matching on this one. We don't need it. Here, you ready for this? Now, who can tell me who this is screaming? Who is it? Based on the scream alone. That's got to be the best one right there. And we're going to check out the Masked Investor here shortly. It's not the Masked Investor, though. It is none other than Mr. Alex Jones. That's my favorite right there. That's what we want to know, Alex. All right. I'm kind of retarded. Yeah, we know, Alex. Okay. Oh! No.
You guys will... What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This may be one of the most important videos you guys will be watching going into this week, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy, and try taking in this video as much as possible with an unbiased perspective here, just from
an unbiased perspective. How can I have an unbiased perspective on something that is probably biased? Now, all right, fine. I'll go into it unbiased. But if it turns out that this is fucking biased bullshit, you're dead. Your ass is grass. Oh, I'll eat you for fucking lunch. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
Perspective, okay? Try to watch to the end so I can tie up everything like a bow for you guys. But here we go, okay? First and foremost, guys, happy Father's Day out there to all the fathers. I hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing day. Now, in this video...
Any fathers watching this fucking stream, not mine, his. Any fathers watching his videos are probably shitty fathers. I mean, we've seen it. People living in hotel rooms and shit, and this was in 2021 and 2. Those people have sold, by the way. Those people have definitely fucking sold.
I want to speak to you guys about a few different things here. One, the overall market structure. Let's talk about that.
And we're going to speed him up.
How everything is looking right now. 2, I want to speak to
Ron, you got meth? We need to speed this guy up. Here we go. He just did a line. Oh yeah, there we go. Whoa!
Channels. What are the short sellers doing right now? What is their future looking like? What current legal battles are...
Who cares what the short sellers are doing?
Now, the third thing I want to speak to you guys about, meme stocks right now. GameStop has a shareholder meeter coming up tomorrow. Okay, at 12:30, I will be live for that. So
maybe
from below for my live stream for tomorrow.
You'll be live for it, of course. What a why?
Some realistic price targets, some realistic pullbacks, and some realistic upside targets to look out for, guys. If you have not yet, smash the like button, engage with the video. This is going to be an important video. So please sit back, relax, and
right.
yourselves. Okay, so first thing first, guys, let's start.
The hubris right there of saying this is going to be an important video. How do you fucking know that? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's going to be a complete fucking turd, like most of your other shit. Oh, I still remember the one when you were walking through the vineyard. Oh, do I remember that? Walking through a fucking random ass vineyard, making a video. I remember Scotty does not forget.
Start with this. Oh, also, if you're looking for more information,
usually,
guys, if you want to trade with me and the team every single day with our live, 9:30 till roughly 10:30.
Why would we want to? Why would anybody want to trade with you? Why would anybody want to trade with anybody? That's what fucking losers do. Hey man, can I trade with you? Hey man, you want to trade BJs? That's what I'm hearing.
11 every single day.
Fucking clown.
Some potential afternoon voice calls as well. Link in the description below.
Right, I'm gonna shut up now. I have to.
Hot. There are several different plays that have been,
I'm getting dirty looks.
Here. Great time to jump in and learn, right? Educational videos, call outs, several different charts. Wonderful place to be. That being said, let's get into this right now. I saw an interview with Jim Channel speaking about the future of short sales that I want to break down for you guys. Here we go.
Is there a sort of a market, or more importantly, appetite for that sort of short seller's playbook, a playbook that you made famous? And it just doesn't seem like there are sort of new channels coming around the corner in this space anymore. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. After 45 years, I don't wish that on anyone, maybe.
But some people want to aspire to that, right? Like, are there players in the market?
There's some really good people on the short side out there that are doing great work.
Like
the folks at Hindenburg, I'm a big fan of, and others.
Hindenburg, I think. Unless I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Hindenburg said that they're not short GameStop anymore. They were short GameStop. They announced that. Then they announced that they were no longer short GameStop, but they said they would be short GameStop again in around $40 to $50. So that being said, keep your eyes peeled, people. Let's keep this going.
And we never did the short activist model, but the work they're doing is I think, the fundamental work, which is what I look at when I look at people's work, is really first rate. And so it's out there. And I've called this the golden age of fraud. So there's just so many companies, so many companies now that are playing games that are trying to take advantage of investors. So we need short sellers more than ever.
We need short sellers more than ever, but the government's cracking down on all of them, right? This ongoing investigation into activist short sellers has resulted in its first charge. I believe Anson Funds and Anson Advisors were accused of hiding payments to bearish researchers.
It was a disclosure issue, really.
It was a disclosure issue, but it's something, right?
Yeah, I think
listen to this.
That was the issue, and we were never involved with that, and we were never.
He says that was the issue. We were never involved with that. Like, we were never involved with the illegal activities. Of course, what do you expect us to think you would say? Oh yeah, we also did the same thing, so go investigate our shit too. Like, of course you're going to say you weren't involved in that. We don't know for sure, but we'll take your word for it.
That was never part of our business model. But I think I read that.
Advisors,
I saw that today,
were accused of hiding payments to bearish researchers.
It was a disclosure issue, really.
It was a disclosure issue, but it's something, right?
Yeah, I think that's.
Listen to this.
That was the issue, and we were never involved with that, and we were never.
He says that was the issue. We were never involved with that. Like, we were never involved with the illegal activities. Of course, what do you expect us to think you would say? Oh yeah, we also did the same thing, so go investigate our shit too. Like, of course you're going to say you weren't involved in that. We don't know for sure, but we'll take your word for it.
That was never part of our business model. But I think that the issue that the government was worried about in the SEC and possibly justice was disclosure. Were there people funding these things that was not disclosed that should have been? I can argue that legally, but I think that was really what the issue was were there third parties involved in funding this that should have been disclosed or not?
Yeah, it goes back to that idea that there's a lot of ways to make money. Short selling is complicated, it's expensive, and it's certainly a risky way because your downside is unlimited. You shut down your hedge funds last year, yet given where we are in this market cycle, you say we're in the golden age of fraud. This might be a good time for short strategies in terms of performance. Do you see it getting a little bit easier to raise capital from institutional investors for short strategies?
It's harder.
No?
Yeah, and that's part of why the opportunity set is there. Nobody wants to do it. And so I think that's what's so interesting. And of course, you had the growth in platform companies, the so-called pod shops. So a lot of short selling is done through those vehicles in terms of dollar value. They've certainly supplanted the long-short world in a major way. But with tighter risk models, so we see more volatility sometimes because those platform companies keep short positions small, and if they move against you a certain amount, you're out. But by the way, that works on the long side too.
So we'll leave things there for now. There's a much longer interview there, but I want to play you guys a little, short little bit there that I thought was very important. I'll bring back different pieces throughout the week that I think are relevant for anything that we do see in the market. Now, for the SPY, before we get into these meme stocks, guys, we are seeing a lot of, significant outside moves followed by consolidation. So right now, what I'm looking at for the SPY is simply anything outside of that 540 to 544 range, all-time highs, or of course, that gap back down to that Monday low, or that Tuesday low, sorry. I am looking for a break below 540 to see a pullback down towards 533. If we see an upside move and we break up to the all-time highs, guys, we can continue on running. Now, with the Qs, I am looking at something a little bit different here because, a lot of the chips are having a very bullish effect and really pulling the Qs up despite the fact the volume has not been great. For the Qs, it looks like it has quite a more bullish look than the SPY. I'm not as bearish on the Qs, but when this does turn around, I think it'll be even more dramatic. So for me personally, I'll just be looking for a test of support roughly around 474.50 to 475. As long as the Qs can hold that, I think Qs remain very bullish. Anything below that, and I'll start looking for a pullback down towards this gap fill of 468. Now, here are some of the things.
I mean, this is the same shit that everybody says.
You head towards, of course, another shareholder meeting, all right?
Who fucking cares?
I spoke about this on Friday, and I said, hey guys, I know there's a lot of talk about this T+1 settlement and Roaring Kitty. And Roaring Kitty having 9 million shares and having to, market makers having to locate and buy shares, and this thing going to have to squeeze to the.
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, by the way.
Great. It all sounds good. It's all very bullish. Yeah. Everyone's happy. Cool. Now, what happens if it doesn't? Let's have that conversation. Let's have a talk about what happens if it doesn't. Because, the talk about everything goes up is great, and it is fun, and it's upbeat, and it is nice, and I get lots of views when that happens. I do. But let's have a conversation about what happens if it doesn't. Because I am still bullish on this chart, but it doesn't mean it has to go up to all-time highs tomorrow. Actually, for me to actually go full size on an option trade with this chart, it would have to have a step back at some point in time to give me an opportunity to get calls for cheaper, to get a lower IV, to get a lot of people to sell out of their options and panic sell, just so I can get the opportunity to buy in at a much better value price. See, when I originally started buying in these call options, guys, the IV for some of these names here were in around the 100s%. Not the 800s%, the 100s%. You know how crazy that is to look at GameStop options back in May? For those of you guys who have been following the channel for a long period of time, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We saw a nice move here. Then we saw a nice 3-day pullback where everyone just forgot about the fact that this thing can actually squeeze out. And then we saw a nice low IV move. Bring this back to give you guys a good example here.
It can squeeze out.
On X, and I posted it out today. Hey, look, if we do see a breakdown here, what happens if we see something along the lines of this? And we come back down to fill this gap back down here? Before we end up seeing any upside move, you have to be very careful here. Because
I mean, what if it? I'm done. I am done with this bullshit. I'm done with this bullshit. What do I mean? I'm done with these clowns. I'm done with anybody looking at fucking lines and bars on a fucking page, telling me what they think it's gonna do, and I say one thing. Everybody should be done with these clowns looking at charts and graphs and lines telling you, what if it does this? What if it does this? What if it does this? Oh boy, what if it does something like this? What if it does that? Yeah, what if it does that? Well, there's probably a 99% chance that it won't fucking do that. First of all. What if it does that? Well, if you know how to fucking trade, then you don't care what happens. You don't have to worry to sit here and speculate and look at these dumb fucking pictures and try to guess which direction one of the most corrupt industries in the world, I'm talking about Wall Street, decides to take a fucking stock the next day. That is the dumbest thing, I think, to come out of this whole fucking meme stock era. Nobody has any idea. I don't think anybody has a clue. And that's okay. Because that's the way it is. Then you get the people who say, well, it's all rigged and it's all fake and yada. I guess that implies that they also don't know what's going to happen, because if it's controlled, and I'm not saying I believe that, but if it is controlled, then how in the fuck would you know? Or ground squirrels. Got the pink slips. Sweet. You're within your limit, right? What are you using, a 22? So, yeah, I just, you know, especially from somebody like this, I just, you know, options are not about the now, but the future of a stock. And the whole options game, the whole way that people try to use options, like to try to create a gamma squeeze, create a short squeeze, it is such nonsense. It's such nonsense. I mean, they're literally banking on forcing these financial services companies that are huge, multi-billion, if not more, dollar companies who have essentially unlimited capital. Or they can borrow it if they need it. It's not going to hurt them. It's certainly not going to hurt them. And that's why you look at Citadel, you look at Virtu, you look at the market makers, you look at the banks, you look at these companies that have posted record fucking profits. So at the same time, the apes are sitting there saying, yeah, we've held AMC for 3 years. We're screwing them over. Citadel's fucked. Then why did they post record profits? How did they post record profits? Not just for them, but for any financial services company. How is that possible? They don't understand the model. They don't understand the business model. Citadel, the market makers don't care. They don't care which way a stock goes. They're traders, essentially. They trade whatever the market wants. What do people want to do? They want to buy this? Okay, well, I got to sell it to them then. They want to sell it? Okay, I got to buy it then. That's the deal. And yeah, it might hurt them, you know, in the short term, in that they might have to short something. But they're selling it to you. You're giving them money. So they're just going to turn around and buy it. That's what I don't understand. How in the world you could get excited about forcing a gamma squeeze? We're going to force the market maker to go buy millions of shares of a stock that we know that they don't want, that we know is worthless, essentially. They're not going to hold on to it. They're not establishing a position in it. They're simply buying it as protection in case your dumbass wants to exercise your stupid options, most of which will go worthless anyway. So you're banking on them hedging, essentially, which is sort of that's not really the market per se, as much as it is regulation that requires that to happen in Dodd-Frank. So that's not like a pure aspect of market. So, you know, you're not going to hurt Citadel. That should not be the goal. Not because they don't deserve to be hurt or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can't do it. It will not work. You ever try to do something out of spite and it backfires, and then so you just double down on it and it backfires even bigger, and that's a feedback loop? That's what we've got here. We have a feedback loop that was founded on a bunch of incorrect, ignorant assumptions, largely pushed by this fucking clown on the screen right here. Now he's not wearing a mask. But he used to be the masked idiot. Pushing this stupid fucking narrative. Now, do you think he's still holding AMC shares? Do you think he is down, I don't know, 70, 80, 90%? I would be hard fucking pressed to ever say that I believe that he's down 90% on his position. And even if you bought in here, you are literally down 98 fucking percent. 98.5 fucking percent. 98.5%. How about from the bottom of the overhead supply zone? You're still down 97%. 97.8 fucking percent. Jesus Christ. From the big, oh my God. It's like, how is this even possible? This is like before the fucking squeeze even happened. You're still down 95 fucking percent. Wow. Holy shit. That's terrible.
This. Yes, this is possible. Yes, this would be very profitable. Yes, this would make me very happy. But can you, and you have to ask yourself this question, survive holding on to shares or options for this name, GameStop, at this point in time?
What? Why?
Something along the lines of this first, before you see something along the lines of this second.
Oh, I hope to God he is not setting up a paper hand versus diamond hand fucking dichotomy. And I just realized how absurd it is to juxtapose paper hands, diamond hands, and dichotomy. Those three words don't belong anywhere close to each other. That's funny. That is funny. Okay.
Be able to look at these things from both perspectives, right? Now, this is not really from both perspectives, to be honest. This is really just bullish A, very bullish, and bullish B, bullish, but I am prepared to dance a little bit here before we see some more upside.
So it's not unbiased. You little fucking cunt. It's not unbiased at all. He just said it was, well, it's not really. No, it's bullish A and bullish, and it's not going to go straight up. Listen again.
Before you see something along the lines of this.
I'll take it back and I will shut the fuck up.
Along the lines of this. And we come back down to fill this gap back down here. Before we end up seeing any upside move, we have to be very careful here because this is all I'm seeing right now on social media. I'm just seeing this. Yes, this is possible. Yes, this would be very profitable. Yes, this would make me very happy. But can you, and you have to ask yourself this question, survive holding on to shares or options for this name, GameStop, at this point in time, if you see something along the lines of this first before you see something along the lines of this second? Right? You have to be able to look at these things from both perspectives, right? Now, this is not really from both perspectives, to be honest. This is really just bullish A, very bullish, and bullish B, bullish, but I am prepared to dance a little bit here before we see some more upside. I think it's just a more reasonable way of looking at the markets, whether that might be adding more time to options or whether that maybe smaller size per trade.
Yeah. Yep. Guess what? TMI. We watched until the fucking end. Well, not quite yet, but we will. And I said, your ass is going to be fucking grass if you did not present it in unbiased. And you just said, this is not looking at it from both sides. So I'm still waiting for the other side. I'm still waiting for the other side to come.
Just making sure that, your emotions aren't locked into it has to happen on any one single day, week, or month is very important. Now, right now, guys, as long as you can hold a...
Or year. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. How many years have you been here? We've been here the same length of time. Weeks, days, weeks, months. No. Or years. Years is a relevant unit of measurement. Fucking clown.
27 flat, but let's just say 27.67 is the level that I have here. As long as GameStop holds above that level there, I'm still very bullish on that.
Why would it hold above that? Why would it?
12:30 Eastern Standard Time, which we will be hearing some more information from the company.
When Keith Gill sells his fucking shares, it won't.
Stock. I can see this playing out in a very interesting way here.
Okay.
I don't know what they're going to announce, but...
What the fuck? Nobody knows what they're going to announce. That's why it's an announcement. But, I mean, given the fact that they literally could not announce it before. Well, Jesus fucking Christ. You got to be fucking kidding me. I don't know if they're going to announce, but it's going to be good.
A pre-event run-up. If we gap up to $30 come Monday, and the stock pushes back up towards 33, 34 before the meeting starts, and we don't get any significant news here, I can see this thing selling off something fierce as shorts pile in, as people panic sell. And I just want to make sure that everyone is prepared for a potential downside move over the next few days if things don't work out as planned or as we would like, before we end up seeing buyers step in from institutional. I can see institutions buying here too for GameStop, by the way, especially if they say something that's not bullish short term, but they might see something long term where they're like, okay, this is a very undervalued stock, but we got to bring it back down here before we can actually scoop it up for this undervalued position here, before we start seeing more upside, right? So let's keep that part in mind as we head towards Monday, and let's make sure that if we are going to risk anything for this earnings, this shareholder meeting, please make sure you can afford to lose it, okay? Now, if we do see a daily candle close above $30 for GameStop, then I'll start looking at this thing like, okay, this could be a week where we start seeing something push back above that $40 range here. Like, it's very possible, you know, like this when it gets.
Give me a fucking break.
Long, right? We were trading at what? $26 last 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday, and then the following day it was up at 31. The following day it was up at 47. That was bang, 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 right? So it's very possible closing the week at $28, we can be at $50 by Wednesday. I know that. I understand that. I need to see a daily candle close above $30 one, followed by that $34.99, followed by that.
How about we need to see a fucking tweet? Not a tweet. We need to see a live stream from fucking Keith Gill. That will do more than your stupid shareholder meeting anyway.
I'll be looking for the 40 plus levels, but those are the levels I'm looking for on the daily candle closes. Okay, just to be clear here, if we do see a 27, I'll be looking for a pullback down towards 23. If we see a daily candle close below 23.72, I'll be looking for that gap to get filled back around 19.60. Okay, those are my bullish and bearish levels here, guys. I do think it's very important to keep these things in mind that we can go both ways here. I'm still bullish on this name.
He just said it.
Okay? Those are my bullish and bearish levels here, guys. I do think it's very important to keep these things in mind that we can go both ways here. I'm still bullish on this name, both short term and long term, but I'm well aware of the fact.
Yeah, of course you are. No fucking. So, you are a fucker. You are a clown fucker. You're not unbiased. You just said you had a bias. You're bullish. Now, aside from being the fucking dumbest thing that you could say, you lied. You fucking lied. You little fucking liar. Well, I mean, fits with the pattern. More believable was the mask. Yeah. Now look at some of these comments. We used to look at comments on things more. Look at some of these comments here. You should put the mask back on. Some asshole named Scott Allen Finance. Shorts have not covered. I guess if they've stopped shorting it, then we should see true price discovery and no manipulation. What does that mean, Brock? This guy's name's Brock Thompson. What does that mean, Brock? No manipulation. You show me a Brock that doesn't know how to manipulate people. I'll wait. It cost me nothing to hold. Well, that's wrong. It cost me nothing to hold. See, it does, though. Yes, sir. It does. Can't say the same thing about the synthetics. What synthetics? I just like the stock.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get this money. Well, go to NVIDIA then. Them stopping shorting kills squeeze, LOL. Actually, an interesting comment. Always wondered why? Why are they so against short selling when they are counting on short selling to give them their generational wealth? But I think it's probably this. Here's my rationalization. They know they're going to lose. I'm talking about the apes here. The apes know that they have lost. Really deep down and truly inside their hearts, because they run on heart, not head. They know they lost. And so, whom did they lose to? They lost to short sellers. So, they hate short sellers. That's the best I can do. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. You're one of the few that keeps it real with downside aspects of GME. Keep it 100. And I'm calling for the shareholder meeting to end up leaving in sell-off like RK's stream. Still bullish, but it needs a correction to fill some gaps. Why? Because that's what stocks do. They fill gaps. Okay. Why are you bullish? Well, because is it because of all the money you have tied up in this? No, not because of that. I just like the stock, man. I just like the stock. If I see pullback around 33, I'm offloading everything and we'll try to get back in between 21 and 23. Oh, we got a swing trader here. You're scum of the earth. So buy shares and puts. Got it. No, that's not what he said. You want to lose money on both? Buy shares and puts. But puts make money when the stock goes down, Scott. You don't know options. Oh, yes, I do. And oh, no, it won't. Okay, what do we got next here? No shot of major downside. No shot of major downside. We've been dancing with this shit long enough. Time for these heegies to pay up and give me my fucking money. We going to the moon. Okay, War Daddy. It don't work like that, man. It don't work like that. They're not going to give you your fucking money because it's not yours. This is why I know we are not even close to a level playing field in the markets. Why would you ever think that it would be, could be, or should be a level playing field? You have $4,000 to your... Sorry, that's too much. You have $2,000 to your name. Okay? The institutional investor has an unlimited amount of capital behind him. How could it ever be a level playing field? You could literally bankrupt yourself buying something that's worthless, and you could lose your entire net worth. Meanwhile, the institution doesn't care. They'll do that 1,000 times in one day, and no human being will even be involved in it, nor will it have to be approved or supervised by anybody. It just happens. That's what you're going up against. If you think you're going up against something, you've already lost. Because by the time you realize that that's a false narrative and that it's not retail investors versus institutional hedge funds or whoever, by the time that realization sets in, it is way too late. I mean, it's already too late. And a lot of them, most of them, all of them, whatever, haven't realized that yet. Boy, you're fucked. You are fucked. The shorting has stopped. Where do we get this idea that shorting has stopped anyway? Because he played a clip of Jim Chanos? Shorting hasn't stopped? What the fuck are you talking about? And this is how narratives take hold. This is why this fucking clown should be in fucking jail. You're spreading false information. Now people are going to say, well, I was told they stopped shorting. Why didn't the price go up? TMI said this. It's fraud. Oh, it's crime. I just can't. I can't. Adam will drop shares this week to try to kill momentum. GME needs to make announcements every week for next several weeks. Good luck with that. They can't figure out how to run a fucking conference call. They stopped shorting because you can buy GameStop 2 times over on the last offering. Huh? What? Like this idea that you can buy more shares than exist without the price reflecting anything is also pretty ignorant. And I'm so sick of hearing it. They have enough cash on hand to start a bank. Boy, that's cool. That's awesome. They should do that. I love banks. We love banks. Banks are good. How does a SPY call for 543 call stroke price for tomorrow sound? Sounds like you're going to lose some money. AMC Theaters. Okay. Boy, the company's doing so well that Bruce Ree, 5623, felt the need to come on TMI's fucking channel in the comments and put AMC Theaters to advertise it. Inside Out too. Because we know that the Hollywood numbers directly correlate to the stock price. That's just the way it is. This is the way it is. Oh, here's that Scott Allen Finance asshole again. You should put the mask back on. God, remember when he teased about taking it off? Put the fucking mask back on. Nobody wants to see your fucking mouth. What the fuck? We need short sellers more than ever? You are shorting a company with shares you do not have. Hello? That's the definition of short selling. Say it loud, say it often, and say it with your chest. Hodl. Boy, this right here. This is ignorance right here. This is the ignorance. Probably associated with narcissism. That we all, this is why we're here. This is why we came. This is our bread and fucking butter right here. Wow. You are dumb. I know nothing about, that's spam. These are spams. Even though the spam comments are more logical. That blows my mind. Where else, in what other areas can you find videos with spam comment threads that are more logical and contain more truth than the actual real comments? Tell me. I'm not aware of it. Meme stocks, baby. They're the worst for everything. They are the worst for everything. Is there anything else? One moment, please. Let's find out if there's anything else out here. Oh. What is this? What do we have here? Is this... Is this it? Is this... Wait, how do you have this? Where is... Manuel, explain yourself. Is this what actually happened on Thursday? I thought they didn't do any... I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't even... realize it was happening. Can I... Oh, common sense investor. Yeah, Charlotte, I got you. I got you. I'm sure he's gone off the deep end. '23 meeting. Okay. Sorry. Yes, I see that now. 2023. See? Nothing burger. Aha. Okay, so this is last year's meeting. Do I have... Oh, man. I thought I had a speak thing in here. I don't want to read all this. We all know what this says, right? I mean... Paragraph from Lord Dog. Right, yeah. Thanks, Mark, and hi, everyone. I'll speak briefly. My father always told me talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. Oh, good. My responsibility is making sure GameStop is run by managers who treat company money like their own. In corporate America, the people in charge, the professional directors and management teams, are not aligned with shareholders. What? What are you talking about? The share price is the fucking only thing that anybody cares about. Like, to the point that it's destroying everything. So, you fucking clown. They're always the recipient of stock grants. Okay. However, they rarely purchase company shares with their own savings. Well, that's because they get paid in shares usually. It's not like, well, whatever. There's a big difference between risk-free compensation for showing up and putting a meaningful amount of your own money at risk. Yeah, but you should get paid either way for doing a fucking job. So I hate this whole line of I hate it. As a result, money is wasted. That happens in every business. Work is delegated. That also happens in every business. And a lot of the time is spent managing to short-term expectations and pandering to Wall Street. Oh, why? Because somebody cares about the stock price? Like, what? You just said that we're not aligned with shareholders. What is this guy saying? What the fuck is he saying? He just said that it's not aligned with shareholders, and now he's saying that they're pandering to Wall Street. Give me a fucking break. This fucking clown. Put the fucking chopsticks back up your nose, but put them further up there this time. In corporate America, there's no shortage. Oh, sorry. I like people who roll up their sleeves and do work. Do real work. You mean like you're doing a heck of a job, Brownie? People guided by principles, not robots who seek to invest. Oh, like you're doing the only thing that you've done meaningful with the company besides close a warehouse, liquidate a warehouse full of equipment that was never used. Way too much equipment, I might add. Way too much expensive equipment that was never even unpacked from the crate. Instead, you bought some treasuries while resting. Rest, invest. Okay. In corporate America, there's no shortage of overpaid executives, bad capital allocation, and chronic waste, and serial delegators. Much as this behavior is both predictable and reprehensible, it is precisely what creates opportunities. Thank you for being a shareholder. Oh, boy, that was fucking profound. No shortage of overpaid executives. Yep, agreed. Bad capital allocation. I mean, you'd have to allocate it somewhere first. And I'm not talking about treasuries. And serial delegators. But at least a serial delegator is telling someone what to do. They have a vision of what should be done. He doesn't like delegating because he doesn't know what to tell people to do. Apparently, because, boy, they haven't done shit. But according to Morantz, I'm sure it would be like, well, you just don't understand what Ryan's doing. No, nobody does. Neither does he. He doesn't know what he's doing. So yeah, that's so it's going to be a nothing burger, basically. Is what I'm hearing. Now let's do the common sense investor. All right, enough is enough. The declaration. Oh man, so fucking alpha. I can't even stand it. Oh, Jackie Letitz is live. Oh boy, 768 watchers. I don't know how many people are watching the stream. I don't stare at the stream statistics while I'm doing it because it doesn't matter to me. I want to give the same level of engagement or the same level of involvement whether there's 2 people or 2,000 people. Well, I know there's not 2,000 people. And in the scheme of things, it is closer to 2. I don't care. You get me. You get all of me. Always. But so it's not that, but it's just like, goddamn, 768 people. That's wild. And it's not even that many. That's nothing, really. But when you have only 2 students. Yeah, I know. Anyway, here we go. Charlotte, this one's on you.
The new investor revolution, which will really, I think this is going to become known as the new investor day. I've got a breaking announcement. Today I bought AMC and GameStop in my own account. That's right. You know what it is? It's not the way I invest, but I love the apes so much.
Wow. When's this from? When's this from, I wonder?
I'm so proud of the
Well, gold was 1832. We can divine the date based off of that. Where's gold? Here's gold. Oh, gold's 23.60 now. Okay, all right. Gold was around 1800. Oh, yeah. Okay. Gold was here. The blue line is gold. We love gold. Everybody loves gold. We're accumulating in gold. There's your there. So there we go. All right. Cool. So we're looking at anywhere from July of 2020, maybe through maybe October 2023, but it hung out in that price range the most, really. Dun, da, da, here. And that's anywhere from, what I say, July of 2020 through the end of 2022. Let's see if we can get any other clues. I'm going to take it back.
I think this is going to become known as the new investor day.
Recorded 2 years ago.
Today I bought AMC and GameStop in my own account. That's right. You know what it is? It's not the way I invest, but I love the apes so much. I'm so proud of
Jesus fucking Christ.
The determination. I figured I better have some skin.
And look who's back here. Is that who I think it is? Is that fucking Matt Coles?
Best, but I love the.
Is that fucking Trey Collins with that high and tight? Is it? Is that Matt Coles? I don't know. It looks like it.
I'm so proud of the determination.
The what?
I figured I better have
the what?
Skin in the game.
What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about Charles Payne and him talking about how the retail investors coming together as the apes were a revolution against the stock market and all the elite, and we were going to take back what was ours. He said that 2 years
And that turned out to be another lie, another grift from serial grifter Charles V. Payne. And guess who? Just take a wild guess as to who called it. Who called it? Was it CSI or was it Scotty? Now, I don't toot my own horn. Anybody who watches me knows that I could. Oh, I could. But I don't. Because it's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me feeling good about myself by looking at how shitty everybody else did. Because the reality is, I didn't really trade this stuff. And beyond that, the reality is, I don't know what's going to happen. However, what we are capable of is discerning facts and establishing patterns, not stock price patterns, patterns of behavior, social patterns, larger macroeconomic patterns, noticing what's going on, being hyper aware of our surroundings. And then we can ask ourselves, okay, I have the context. Does what you're saying make sense in that context? Does it make sense against what we know to be true? What we can show with evidence? Does it make sense? Is it likely to happen? Not is it possible? That's the wrong question. The wrong question is, can this happen? That's the wrong question. The right question, a more correct question is, what is the probability of this happening? Now you're starting to think empirically. You're starting to think from a standpoint of requiring evidence, requiring support, requiring proof. Nothing is ever really proven 100%. Science doesn't even operate in that realm. It operates in the empirical evidence realm, but we don't need things to be true beyond 100%, beyond a shadow of a doubt. That's not what we're looking for. It may come to pass that it is. We may find that out later. Chances are we don't have enough data to be able to say that, but what we can say is that, well, we tested this drug in these kinds of people, and we compared it, and yada da da. We designed the study right, and we showed that, this number of times, whatever, it did help with the condition. It, or whatever it is that's being tested. But the point is, it was tested. It was measured against a benchmark. There were facts involved. There were facts involved. And I do have, there is a video that I'm going to try to find it while we're listening to this here, and I'll shut up.
Interview, I watched him, and he was talking about how it's a revolution, and he was giving a comparison of the revolution of 1776 and today's revolution.
Oh, fuck
in
me.
The stock market and how they
fuck me.
Now,
shut the fuck up. What a grifter.
More on the comparison between the revolution of 1776 and what's going on right now.
No. My God.
Sure y'all know who Tony Robbins is, okay? But Tony
oh my
Robbins
God.
has philosophy, and I pretty much agree with it. That
guys,
want to be successful.
Guys, go figure out what someone. Okay, sure. There's nothing wrong with this quote. We're starting to get into Tom Vu territory. Actually, Tom Vu was not a scammer. Believe it or not. Tom Vu's on the up and up, man. And then he went to play poker. How's that? That's awesome. God, really?
Then you find somebody that's done what you want done, and you model them, and you will have the same success they will have. For the most part, that's true. Well, if we're in a revolution and it looks as if we're getting our asses kicked on a consistent basis,
we're not in a revolution. What are you talking about?
Stop for a moment and look at somebody that's been successful and model them, and then maybe we can get the same result.
So study Ken Griffin, okay, and you're not going to end up doing the same damn thing.
Successful in a revolution, and that was our founding fathers with the Declaration of Independence.
I'm sorry, Charlotte. I can't do this. This is beyond clown. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you actually talking about right now? Holy fucking shit. No. No. I can't. I cannot do this. I can't. I cannot do it. I'll skip to his conclusion, maybe. Maybe. There is no fucking way. Oh, would we have a change.org? Open letter to, the open letter to Congress, that's right. Oh, yeah.
This one, it says that we cannot and will not support a candidate, Democrat. After this one, it's just like it says in my open letter to Congress, which you can go watch that video after this one. It says that we cannot and will not support a candidate, Democrat or Republican, who supports criminals like Ken Griffin and Citadel Securities. You have to break.
God damn it!
That chain you together to a political party if you're gonna hope to win. And like Tony Robbins said, you build upon it. Okay, now we're gonna build upon it. Sign the petition.
53 people signed this week. Wow. And it is a change.org. And by the way, CSI, I love your rainbowchange.org logo there. I love the fact that you support our gay and lesbian, bisexual, and transgender friends. I love that. I love the inclusivity. I love that you now love DEI. Maybe you can teach an old dog new tricks. Wow. That's awesome, man. Wait, what's that? They're telling me that's... Oh, that's the... Oh, never mind. Never mind. I don't think he is into DEI or LGBTQ TIA+. But it's a shame because he should be.
Please share it with other retail investors. This is not for one particular ticker. It's for the market. Please share and explain why.
I am going to look up this thing because this was started April 24th, 2023.
This is important.
I would say this hit a plateau.
The next step is going to be to sign the petition. Please share it with other retail investors. This is not for one particular ticker. It's for the market. Please share and explain why this is important. The next step is going to be to watch the open letter to Congress video that will walk you through what you need to do to let your voice be.
So, what has he got here? 53 people one day ago. I just pulled it up. 63 people signed this week. So, between yesterday and today, 10 people signed it. 10 bag holders put their name on it. We're not going to embarrass them. Or will we? It's on them. Hey, you put your name on something on the public internet, there they are. No, that's not them. View all reasons. Well, Investor Turf started this petition. Oh my God. Investor Turd started it. Huh. Wow. How pathetic. I don't think we can see them in any order. Wow. Oh, yeah. 6 hours ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 4 days ago. So, 6 hours ago, this person right here, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this person found out about it from CSI's video. What do you think? Probably, right? No way to prove that, but I'm done with hedge funds manipulating the markets and never paying proper taxes on anything. The people deserve to know and deserve to get money back from all the shenanigans done. Chloe, honey, baby, it don't work like that. It does not work like that. You're not going to get any money. Do these people, they think they're going to get a refund. These people think they're going to get a fucking refund. We, the people, want Moass. Yes. 77 years ago. No, that's not the correct. Fucking weird-ass British numbering. He's messed up. We all know. Hey, your words, not mine. So, God. Jesus Christ. Find economic terrorism. I mean, I'm signing to support trading fairness. Unfair advantages. How much shareholder in AMC and I believe Ken Griffin illegally manipulated the stock with naked short selling. These guys are schmucks. Ken Griffin has vowed not to hire any students that have participated in pro-Palestinian protests, which is discrimination and illegal, except if you're a felon. All these schmucks use our... Now, wait a minute. All these schmucks use our money to support the lying, deceiving, murdering, devil-worshipping Jews. Jesus' words, not mine. Wake up, Jesus-loving America. They are enemy number one. Now, I want to clarify for the Google fucking algorithm that I did not say this. This is Mr. Raymond Leach. Raymond Leach is the anti-Semite, not me. I didn't fucking say it. I read what he wrote, and it's reprehensible. But now, wait a minute, though. There's something ironic and a little bit strange about a guy who's railing against Ken Griffin for not hiring people who participated in pro-Palestinian protests, calling them schmucks. There's just something that makes me, I don't know. I don't want to say giggle or laugh because it's highly inappropriate. But that's an interesting choice of words. Why would you use that word? I don't know. You must have some challahs on you to use that word. I don't know. Anyway. I want fair markets. Well, then go make $1 billion. Can you share the link? I want to sign the petition. Absolutely. Everybody should go sign this fucking link. Petition. Oh, the link's too long. Like it. Really? Wow, okay. Christ. Well, you know what? Run that Google search, and it's the top result. You know, Google's got to make their fucking money off of it. They got to add all their tracking shit to this URL. Look at this URL. Will it even fit up here? Look at this. You can't even see it all. Hold on, I got to open Notepad. What a joke. I mean, what the hell? One moment, please. And it hilarious. I gotta find my. God, I wish we could. There it is. This is literally. Now you tell me. Is something that looks like that? Is that about making change? Or is that about making sure that Google makes more than chump change off of these fucking links? Algorithm equals promoted. Look, apes, you won. Algorithm equals promoted. It's promoted in the algo. Apes win. Apes won. You guys won. I mean, that's a win right there. It's promoted by the algorithm. Shit. I'm going to celebrate tonight. All right. I can hear it now. That Scott Allen guy's, what a joke. He's sitting there bitching about a URL being too long. It's not about the URL being too long. But okay, whatever. It is too long. I couldn't paste it into my chat. And it's important that everybody see this. Well, it's not reflecting your signature yet, Manuel. I don't know why. That's bullshit. The problem is, these petitions are useless. It's not reflecting it yet. They probably have to verify that you're not. They probably know you're a troll. Honestly. Anyway, oh yeah, that other thing. There was something else too. In the meantime, let's pop back over to the futures flea market here. See what's going on. This fucking flea market. I grew up going to flea markets with my grandparents. I used to love it. Grew up going to auctions with them too. Estate auctions and stuff like that. And if people have never been to an estate auction, which I just assume that everybody has been to an actual auction before, but I guess a lot of people haven't. It's great fun. It's fascinating, and you know, while it's not exactly the same as the stock market, it certainly is more like that than anything else. So what do we got? Who knows? Who fucking knows? Now, it sure seems like shit's overstretched a little bit to me, but I've been saying that literally for basically a year, almost. So, yeah, don't listen to me. However, I mean, just think about the last time you tried to use an AI tool. Did it do what you wanted it to? I mean, I literally went on a tirade the other day to Gemini, and it was like, and ChatGPT, and they're both like, yeah, maybe you should take a break from this for now. And I'm like, yeah, I should, because you fucking suck. You're not giving me what I want. When the AI results merge into giving what search results would give if you just search the web, and vice versa, when search results merge with AI results, that's the end. That is the end of the AI bubble, and we're not far off from that. We're not far off from that, because most of the time, a lot of the times now, you'll get fucking search result answers from ChatGPT requests. It's useless. Unless you tell it to do something. If you tell it to do something, it might do it. But if you're just like trying to learn about something, there's no reason. And apparently ChatGPT is changing over time. I don't know. You probably are shadow banned from the whole change.org system. From Ken Griffin personally. But yeah, I mean, the AI shit, and you listen to experts in AI, now actual experts, not Wall Street fucking cuckolds, not these fucking empty suit motherfuckers smiling and popping the cork because they managed to fucking goose the market up to new all-time highs. No, not those fucking clowns. And they are fucking clowns. No doubt about it. Every fucking last one of them. Fucking clowns. Absolute fucking clowns. They know shit about technology. Not the CEO class. They're also clowns. They are also absolutely clowns. No, Scott, you're not smart. I'm not saying that I'm smarter than the CEOs. I'm saying their job is to sell something, and I'm not buying it. That's all I'm saying. But if you listen to actual AI fucking experts, the people that actually program and implement this shit and study it, not the people trying to make a fucking quick dollar this fucking quarter. God, I'm so sick of this shit. People who actually fucking know about the tech, they will tell you this is fucking clown city. This is Mickey fucking Mouse. There is nothing new here. Nothing new. We've been doing this shit for decades. All what's new is you can do it now on your phone. Everybody can get to it. There's nothing fucking revolutionary about GPT. The models are bigger and faster, but it's fundamentally not groundbreaking, and also, crucially, it gets us no closer to artificial general intelligence, which is what everybody wants. A stronger GPT does not foreshadow AGI, artificial general intelligence. And that is going to be a shocker once these fucking boomer fucking morons, sorry, Lynn and others, but I'm not talking about you. Once these fucking pathetic, greedy fucking pigs actually realize that they've been fucking lying and actually, in a negligent way, spreading a bunch of horse shit, it's going to be, it's going to be a reckoning. I believe. That's my belief. Because I know the tech. I know what it is and I know what it isn't. And I hate to say this, but even somebody like Lex Fridman might be worth checking. Maybe. Shit. I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. But I'm just saying.
Thank you for your help. I messaged you.
Well, anyway, I am pretty much done ranting now. I'm pretty much done. We have something else from GME Meltdown, and then we're going to call it a night. So, here we go. Oh yes, Boss Blunts. This is a good one. All right, a minute and a half of
the further back
wonderful
in history, and the more you research, to realize that a lot of the things that are written in textbooks are absolute lies, because history is written by the victors. The same way that they said Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, they also claimed that Hitler was killing 6 million Jews. Now, you can think that that is obviously a very controversial subject.
What? 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 I'm going to take it back to the beginning. I am going to play it again and pay close attention. And then I just realized the title of this too here. What?
Hey, the further back you go in history, and the more you research, to realize that a lot of the things that are written in textbooks are absolute lies, because history is written by the victors. The same way that they said Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, they also claimed that Hitler was killing 6 million Jews. Now, you can think that that is obviously a very controversial subject, and I'm not going to say Hitler was a good guy, but if you listen to his speeches translated in English, he's saying a lot of the same things that are being said now in America about the way that their country was being taken over by others.
So Trump sounds like Hitler? So the Holocaust wasn't real? Is that what are we saying? Tony, come back from the fucking grave, would you?
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying it? What are you saying? Huh?
Okay.
Now in America about the way that their country was being taken over by others from outside the country. That doesn't mean that I advocate anything in that regard.
Okay, right.
Gas chambers and such. But when you've got 95-year-old German women saying that, who are willing to spend the rest of their life in prison because Germany is locking them up for telling what they believe to be the truth, because they lived during World War II and they saw what happened in these camps, and they claim that these concentration camps were nothing more than work camps, and that these people were well taken care of. You know, a 95-year-old woman doesn't want to spend her last days in prison for no reason. Maybe,
good thesis.
Maybe what's in the history books is not 100% accurate.
It probably isn't, but I'm pretty sure that that part is. It's a bit of a stretch. Bit of a stretch to say, to go from it's not all true to the concentration camps were just work camps. That's a wide spread there, bro. And of course you take it to the extreme. Of course you do.
Hey, the further back you...
A 95-year-old German woman's denial is obviously more trustworthy than all the evidence to the contrary, right? Of course. Every single financial conspiracy ends up at the point where they blame the Jews, and it's been like that for centuries. And whose fault is that? I don't want to get into this subject because this is a good way to get banned. But let me just say, I used to work at a facility that was formerly a Jewish country club. It was formerly a Jewish country club. And then it turned into a public golf course. And then I worked for a company that was using this facility. Okay. And you know, the place was founded in I think 1925 in the suburbs of Cleveland, Ohio. And we have a pretty strong Jewish population here, and have Eastern European, you know. So, Jewish country club. And I'm a history nerd. I like to know the history of things, what happened here, you know, in the last century that it's been here, you know, about it, the people, who built it, you know, all that kind of stuff. What did it look like? And I managed to find out a lot of that information because over 100 years, especially a country club, you'd be surprised how much memorabilia and mementos and history articles and just archival material they did still have, even though the club itself was defunct. And one of the things that I came across in learning about this place was, well, the question I had was, why is there even such a thing as a Jewish country club? I mean, why would they only want Jewish people to join this club? You know, are they really that exclusive? Are they really that closed-minded and all this? And that's what I was thinking. That was the angle I was coming at it from. Okay? This is so interesting to me. As I read about it, and as I learned about it, and I found some articles, some newspaper articles from the time. I mean, yeah, I went deep on it. You know, that's how we do. Because I wanted to actually know. I didn't want to go around saying something that I thought was true. I wanted to actually know. That's the difference. So one of the things that I came across when I was reading about this was that there were plenty of country clubs in the area at the time, in the 20s, the Roaring 20s. There were lots of country clubs that were, and golf courses and private clubs that were being constructed in the area and probably in every area in times of prosperity. most of them discriminated against Jews. They would not allow Jewish people to join their club. Even if they could put up the membership amount, they could pay their dues, they were, respectable members of the community, whatever. They were Jewish, they had a Jewish last name, they weren't allowed to join the club. So why did they have to, quote unquote, air quotes, have to create an exclusive Jewish country club? And by the way, it was not exclusively Jewish. They would allow anyone to join. Why did they have to do that? Because they weren't allowed to join any other club. And that blew my mind, because that was not what I was I didn't even consider that. I didn't even consider that as a possibility. I thought it was exclusionary, but it was actually inclusionary. And that was a huge, huge fucking thing. It blew my mind. No joke. So just because you read one thing or you hear one thing or you think you know about one thing, and I'll even agree with Boss Blunts here, history is absolutely written by the victors. And it isn't objective all the time. That's why we look at multiple sources. But for him to sit here and claim somehow that you can get from point A to point B here, and it ends up with denying the Holocaust and using a supposed anecdotal recollection from some unnamed 95-year-old German woman is patently absurd. It's patently absurd. So, we are a recovering Catholic, as I like to say, but we have plenty of Jewish friends, Muslim friends, of all faiths and degrees of religiosity. So, that is, I think we're past that now. I thought we were, at least. I mean, Boss Blunts is probably about the same age as I am, and it really reflects poorly. And I have to say, it's not representative of our generation, I don't think. I don't think that he represents the majority of people with this garbage. I mean, I would like to think that we are more empirical, we are more evidence-based than those who came before. After all, that's what progresses us and propels us into the future. It was inclusionary, not exclusionary. To think that I could be that 180 degrees off of why I thought that this thing existed, I mean, that's a humbling moment. So just remember, if you think it's exclusionary, it might actually be inclusionary. And you're looking at it through the wrong lens altogether. And with that, join the finance chat if you think that anything that we're talking about, doing, saying makes sense and you'd like to participate or whatever, or just be a fly on the wall. Just some interesting conversations and interesting observations of what these clowns are doing. Join the Telegram group. Links in the description. What a fucking nightmare this is. Holy shit. Have a good week. Don't let the market bite you in the ass this week. It might. It might do it. It might finally do it. What is this sob story here from Donald Young? This is a sob story, man. What are you talking about? Why do you root for the 1%? Not rooting for the 1%. Did you not hear me talk about how Wall Street is the most dishonest business in the history of human civilization? You've never heard me say that? That's what I think. So, I mean, no, I'm not rooting for the 1%. Why are you hating on folks who just want to take down those big folks with deep pockets while the rest of us barely make it out? Cults? I don't know. No. Watch more than 5 minutes of one live stream, and then you'll understand what we're trying to do. Fascists or not, the little guy deserves a break. A break? You're the one who invested. You're the one who bought something that was not what you were told that it was. You're the one who was told this thing is going to go to $10,000 a share. Now, I don't know if that's why people bought it or not, but that's what people believed. That's what people were saying. You thought you found a shortcut. The only way to shortcut that is by being born into wealth that I know of, or to win the lottery, and you don't want to win the lottery. You don't want to win the lottery. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You're not going to get their money. Who in the fuck are you to sit there and say that you want to take somebody else's money and somehow you are not the greedy fuck? You are not the one who feels entitled? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Why don't you go out? Why don't you go out and steal money? Why don't you go find somebody on the street who's wearing a nice watch and steal it from them and say, I want that. 2008 had nothing to fucking do with AMC or short selling. Had nothing to do with that shit. Yes, it was greed. Yes, it was fucking wrong. You can't avenge that with this. That's not how it works. You are living in a movie. You're living in a fantasy. That's not how it works at all. I want their money. I want their money. You're not going to get it. I mean, you're delusional. You're delusional. And it's not yours. You've done nothing to earn that money. And you took risk in something that was foolish. You took foolish risk. Foolish risk is not rewarded. It's not rewarded. Yeah, I know it's a troll. But there are people who actually think this. The due diligence. There's nothing due or diligent about that due diligence. No. I mean, trolls be trolling. I get it. But there are actually people who believe this garbage. Here's something that I guess, you know, maybe your parents didn't tell you. The world's not fair. The world's not fucking fair, Donald. Yeah. I've been hearing that. When will that happen? Next week, right? Next week? Come back next week. When will it happen? Next week. Free beer tomorrow. That's it right there. All right, I'm closing the chat. I don't see it anymore. But wouldn't it be nice if it worked like that? But it doesn't work like that. The world's not fair. Get the fuck over it. In the meantime, you can't kill Michael Myers.
You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible!
This is what happens when you work to change things.
You're being a little bitch! What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
You know, if you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just...
You hear this, Donald?
Complete imbecile in the matter.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
You don't want to be proven a complete imbecile in any matter, do you?
Man, fuck.
I guess. I don't know.
Bitch. You understand what I'm...
All I gotta say... Oh, man.
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you're saying?
Are you saying what are you saying?
Huh? I don't know.
First they
Huh?
think you're crazy, then they fight you.
All I gotta say is I'm fucking over it.
That's the case.
And then all of a sudden you change the world.